Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. And yes, it is a super rainy day in South Florida because, of course, it is. It is South Florida. Yes, it is. It is gray outside and it is thundering and lightning and raining and tropical because, I mean, it is South Florida. Of course, it is. And it's going to get flooded because it is South Florida. And all they literally did was drain the water out of a swamp and then put pavement in a bunch of high rises and um, ranch down homes. And once again, because it is South Florida. And so, to all my Floridians, definitely south of Orlando, welcome home. We're home. And it is raining in the Tri County area. Well, it is definitely raining where I am. But yes, because say it with me now. It is South Florida. All right, yo. Um, Hopefully y'all checked out the links in the description. I am going to be using profanity today. So Mr. Z is going to be using profanity because I just feel like what using profanity, right? And Victor Creed says, "What sort of trash you got me watching, Z? Look, man. I wanted to speak on why the Black Manosphere is being targeted. I have not read the article yet. That's coming, so that might be a part two to this. We might add, it might be an addendum to this stream right here. I will be reading the article speaking about the Black Manosphere probably later on today, so y'all might get a stream about that tomorrow morning, maybe, possibly. Yeah. But yeah, let's first address why I put these three videos or streams together. If y'all checked out the video where the young lady is speaking, right? And she used to be essentially the sugar baby to some well-off, dusty, not bathing ass dude that might have been white. We're not sure. So this is single by choices, and they were covering Ashley Dalton, and one of the guests of Ashley Dalton was a young black woman. I think she was 24 years old or whatnot, something like that. And she had she was sugar babying, and they end up being in a relationship to some dude that wouldn't take showers, that had horrible hygiene, that didn't brush his teeth. And we're assuming this is a white dude, right? So we're assuming this is a white dude. We never got to know the race of the person. It could be a black man. It could be. It could be. But we're assuming it's a white guy because probably. And I'm sorry, white men, for everyone assuming that when we start talking about not taking showers, it's you, because everyone thinks it's you. Even you think it's you. Okay? So, yeah. In that stream, if y'all caught it, the host and the young lady essentially said the men are catching on, right? So the men are catching on to women like this who are sugar babies and are used to a certain lifestyle and used to money without the connection and used to doing whatever a man says because of the resources. Men are catching on. Men do not want to be the man that follows after the sugar daddy, right? Not so much just for the resources, but for the dynamic, right? For the dynamic, we don't want to be the man that you give your ass to kiss because you're saying, well, you're not going to pay for everything at the absolute highest level. So not just our relationship and the dynamics are up for negotiation. No, I'm going to give you my ass to kiss because I can do better. No man is following behind sugar daddy. We're just not. Right? So I put that stream along with the what was the name of that channel again? The texting one? The Black Girls Texting Podcast. Because the Black Girls Texting Podcast, and this is old, this is about 2 years old or whatnot. They spoke about, and I remember watching this originally, and I'm coming back to it. They spoke of taking black men's mics away. And they mentioned Fresh and Fit without mentioning Fresh and Fit. First of all, Fresh and Fit are widow black men. We already said this before, and yes, Fit is black, Sudanese, if I'm not mistaken, or is he Somali? So yes, he is black. He's just one of those black men that hates being black and yeah, talks crap about black men to distance himself from black men because he thinks that's gonna get him cool points with the white racist dudes, the white alt-right dudes. Yeah. If you listen to them, they struggle to be honest about how black women, and you have this very short-sighted view of the gender conflict within the black community. And a bunch of younger black women refuse to acknowledge that this conversation goes back way further than the internet and social media and can be traced. You can trace this back to the plantation, quite frankly. But if you want to be a bit honest, you can start it in the late 60s and you can really talk about how it ramped up in the 80s, late 70s, really the 80s. But you have a bunch of women that are 40 and younger, 45 and younger, definitely 35 and younger, definitely 30 and younger. Either they don't know or they're acting real dumb, right? And so I'm coupling all of this together to say the reason why they want black men's mics taken away is because of men like Z and BGS and Green Gorilla and Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. Name them. They want the mics taken away because they want black men and boys to be out here for the wolves, for mean, snarky, entitled, condescending, rude, former swirlers, former divestors, former sugar baby ass black women. You're supposed to be out here on your lonesome for the wolves. So the black girls and black women are supposed to be told everything to do from their elders and from their side of social media content creators like Chrissy talking about divine femininity type talk and the Yannies and the Paris Milans. They're supposed to have a mic and talk extensively, right? The Lexus Exodus, all of those Keating Jade, all of those type of women, they can have their mic and keep their mic. The Black Women Texting Podcast, the Horrible Decisions, all those black women and mixed black women, etc., they get to keep and talk about dating and sort. And even one of the hosts on um the Black Girls Texan podcast said she was looking sideways at black men who date out and she had a whole white boyfriend. They're perfectly okay with the hypocrisy on their side. But you black men are not supposed to have a mic. Because when you have a mic, you talk about black women similar to how black women talk about black men, which in their minds is actually worse than how black women talk about black men. Oh, right. When I say social media has democratized the town square, when I say let them talk, you let them talk and they're going to tell you what it is. And here you see it, right? Here you see it. The women have an issue with you having a mic because you're not supposed to be able to inform young black men that this is how black women and women in general see them as nothing more than a walking wallet and overglorified guard dog. You are a human doing. Women writ large, black women specifically in this conversation, are human beings. They are, I think, therefore I am. You are, I do, therefore I am. There's a difference, right? There is a difference. Huh? And so what you have in the black community is this. The Why do they have mics? Take their mics away, right? Why do they have mics? Take their mics away. But no one says that, and no one said that about The Color Purple and The Black Macho and a whole lot of Tyler Perry movies. Yes, he's a black man. And a whole lot of Oprah episodes and a whole lot of articles talking about how black men are the white supremacists of the black community, right? And how black men are the weakest link, written by black male feminists and white women and black women, right? Black women feminists. All of these articles, all of these movies, all of these television shows all of these think pieces, all of these books, hypercritical of black men, quite frankly, very sexist towards black men, very racist towards black men, no one has much to say. Perfectly okay. Waiting to excel, perfectly okay. No scrubs, perfectly okay. Right? Perfectly okay. Right? Black men utilize social media to speak to other black men. Now we got an issue. Black men making fun of black women. Now we have an issue. So what? Yeah, they're making fun of us and they sound sexist and they're colorist and texturist and featurist. And, ooh, damn, Z, listen, black women, if you're about community, you really got to be about community. Not community where black women get to run a stone cold gynocracy, y'all like to call it matriarchy, where black men are told to protect, provide, and shut up, provide the resources, protect, provide peen, provide seed for future progeny, work for maybe about 30 some odd 40 years, die and leave the life insurance money. Yeah, that's not a community. Sorry, this gynocracy y'all trying to run, y'all been running, is not a community. No, if black women talk about equality and egalitarianism, you got to really mean it. We know you don't mean it. That's why it's so easy to call y'all hypocrites and show it. We know you don't really mean it because you don't really mean it. Right? We know you don't really mean it because you don't really mean it. And here's the proof. Right? Ishmael says, is it possible that men are more egalitarian than women, specifically black women? If that's the game, then yes. What black women want is 1 foot in patriarchy and 1 foot in feminism. 1 foot in female rights, female autonomy, right? Female freedom, really it's negative liberty. And when we say female, I mean really mean black women. But also they want the security and the provision and the good sex, right? And the affection and the encouragement provided by men. They want both simultaneously. And so it's so easy to show them for the hypocrites they are. Dear women, it just won't work the same the other way because y'all been critiquing, insulting black men for decades on camera. That's why what y'all are doing just doesn't have the effect that what black men are doing. The conversation is not fair to you because you haven't spoken to your mothers and grandmothers about how insane they've sounded about black men. So it's not the same. In other words, dear black women, you launched all your nukes already. That's why it's not the same. It's not. Thank you, Spain Man. And Spain Man says we've been all either deleted in jail and DL for decades. In other words, we as black men, we've all been deleted according to black women. We're all in jail according to black women, or we're all secretly gay according to black women for decades. And that's black women's way of saying black men don't qualify. And y'all give Z 1 second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we are back. But yeah, so if you let certain black women talk, it's going to always be a Why are black men doing this? Why are they speaking this way? What's going on? And as you see, the host on the Black Women Texting podcast, they ask the question, could this possibly be a response to something, the way black men sound? And they so quickly move from that and don't actually answer that question outside of saying, yeah, well, I mean, like, it's just gone. And what they're getting at here is black men being able to talk crazy about black women. Once again, this is what they're saying, has gone uncritiqued. Nobody's challenged black men. Are you serious? Understand some. They actually did ask the question, and where they went with it was like, yeah, well, black men. Nobody's ever checked black men, and how years ago? How are people supposed to check black men? You know how many good fighters we have in the black manosphere? I dare send those dudes you think gonna check us. Send the women you think gonna check us. Backhand. Anyway, huh? No. The honest answer is black women, and we got the proof of it. See, y'all don't got the proof of it because it didn't happen. All through the late 70s and 80s and 90s and early aughts, talk real crazy about black men, and that went uncritiqued. That did not go, no one said anything about that. As a matter of fact, it was encouraged by everyone, by other black men, by black women, by white racist society. And so y'all took it for granted that that was the way it was supposed to be. And so these young ladies, y'all came of age and y'all didn't even see anything wrong with what you were hearing your mothers and your aunts and your grandmothers and your homegirls say about black men and boys. It's when black men and boys started responding. That's when it was like, what are they saying? Where did that come from? And you start the clock there. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks, right? Huh? So think about this. These women actually had it in them to ask the question, to pose the question. And they instantly moved away from it and said, yeah, well, it's just because, you know, black men have been able to get away with this for so long type talk. Huh? Oh, man. So once again, we have a bunch of myopic, like short-sighted ass women that actually never really, and one of the ladies said, you know, yeah, they talk about preferences, and she's like, well, why does it have to be, you know, this colorism and texturism and featureism? And one of the women say, you know, but I mean, we do be talking about height and whatever and whatever. Another young lady, we're talking about the Black Women Texting podcast. Another young lady says, you know, I mean, I see these women on Kevin Samuels. I don't really watch Kevin Samuels because he irks me. Why, ladies? Y'all are such hypocrites, and y'all are really good at lying to yourselves. Oh, y'all are so good at lying to yourselves. Watch Kevin Samuels so you can see how many black women of all different stripes, of all different socioeconomic backgrounds, of all skin tones, of all different shapes and sizes, of a bunch of different hair textures call in asking for the same 10% of men, if even 10%. That's being generous. And not only that, watch how insulting they are to everybody outside of that 10% of men. Once again, we're being really generous here. You know why y'all don't watch Kevin? Because y'all don't want to actually be like, God damn, all right, the men got a point here. That's why y'all don't want to watch them. It's real difficult, and y'all still could achieve it. It's real difficult to paint Kevin out to be this sexist, misogynistic, misogynist monster when you pay attention to how the women were speaking on his show. Once again, not encouraged to speak that way. This is how they sound normally. Huh? Oh, Kevin irks me. Once again, was Kevin talking to himself? Was Kevin talking to himself? Or were there women, black women, who kept on calling in, insulting men in general? Black men, I'm saying, specifically. Huh? Well, why do you have to insult this type of women to praise that type of women? Stop it. Right? Women don't engage in that? Uh-oh. Huh? So I'm covering this to speak about why so many black women want black men's mics taken. They really do believe they are morally superior to black men. They really do believe they're on the right side of history and black men are not. They really do believe this. That is what their teachers and professors and mothers and fathers and the entire society has informed women writ large in America, black women specifically. You are on the right side of history, and it's inevitable that you're going to win whatever situation it is. So, this conversation argument between black men and black women, whatever black women collectively decide is the way this should go, you are correct. And inevitably, black men will fall in line because you, black women, are on the right side of history. Black men are going to kick and scream, and they're going to call you hypocrites, and they're going to say you're the real sexist. They're going to make up words like misandry, right? They're going to speak about how you're jealous of white women and all of that. But in actuality, eventually, black women, you will prevail because you are on the right side of history. Your assessment of black men's behavior and of all men's behavior, quite frankly, is correct. And the men are the sexist assholes. They are misogynistic. They are misogynoirist. They are texturist. They are featurist. They want to black men want to practice a chocolate dip version of white patriarchy. And this is true. I'm telling, truly, especially for women like this is what they believe. Truly, it's inevitable that the world will move and bend to their way of thinking, particularly black men. Black men will definitely bend and move to their way of thinking because they are on the right side of history. Black men are only fighting the inevitable, right? And it's futile. And if there's the escape hatch, and if they can get black men to break to their will, then they can always end up with a non-black man or with another black woman. This is how these women are socialized. This is how they are raised from when they are kids. And the only insult they see is that black men, boys, do not pay fealty to Earth Mother Goddess black women, the queen of everything she surveys. Huh? They never consider really how black women and black girls have sounded concerning black boys and black men for decades. They don't consider it. It's not part of their analysis whatsoever. It doesn't go into the equation whatsoever at all. Huh? And so when black men like Mr. Z speak, it's take his mic, cut his mic off. Why is he talking? This is Aaron. This is that energy. This is Jonathan Owens. This is that energy. Simone Biles, why are you allowing this Negro to talk? Right? You didn't train him yet? Why is he talking? And definitely, why is he talking like that? Whose man's is this? Huh? The attorney brother when he graduated law school. Where is his mom? Why is he talking like this? He think he's a catch now just because he graduated law school? Huh? Because what black women are saying, whether they knowingly understand this or not, whether they're saying what Mr. Z is about to express in these literal words or not, and I'm gonna say her name, what black women like Kim Foster are expressing, what black women writ large are expressing is being a black woman, point blank, period, is a better class than black men. That's what black men refuse to accept. I, as a black woman, I am better than you by the simple fact of me being black and XX chromosome. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to achieve anything. My mere existence is better than anything you will ever be able to achieve ever in your life. then God forbid I graduated from a prestigious institution, an Ivy League. God forbid I become a professional black woman and I'm earning some good money. God forbid I can hold my own and I can rub elbows and rub something else with white folks. God forbid I was socialized and raised in a white suburb. That only makes me even better. But I was better than you anyway from birth simply because I am black in XX chromosome. And why the hell, black men, won't you accept that? I don't care what non-black people got going on in their communities, but over here, it's gynocracy, and it's gynocracy every day, all day. Even if I crash out and I crash the car, you fix it and it's still gynocracy. Even if you're funding it, it is still gynocracy. Even if you, black man, are the primary breadwinner, it is still gynocracy. It's gynocracy every day, all day. Right? Thank you, Tell Billy. You are blessed with my mere presence. Huh? I don't care if we're in church. I don't care if we're in the office building. I don't care if we're in a factory. I don't care if we're blue collar. I don't care if we're white collar. I don't care if we're homeless in a tent. I don't care if we are living in a McMansion, a mansion. I don't care if we're living in our car. I don't care if we have kids, if we don't have kids. I don't care if we only make $20,000 a year. I don't care if we're making $250,000 a year. It is a gynocracy everywhere, anywhere we go. And what black men refuse to accept is, shout out to BGS, I own you, nigga. I own you. And so, you have a mic now. I don't know who gave it to you, black man. And now you got the unmitigated gall to talk like I don't own you. You talking back. You started all these podcasts. Huh? It's interesting. Every once in a blue, and it's actually not every once in a blue, but you'll see these random black women tell you the truth about other black women. Those videos, you know, they go viral in our spaces. And we see them, whether it's the black woman who told you she divorced her black husband and because she was earning more and now she regrets it and he moved on and he's living a great life and she's over here just racking up bodies, whether it's the black woman that the younger black woman that told you she's been working at different type of restaurants for a decade or whatever she said, and she realized that these black women are they're separate the check when it's a bunch of them, but and they're ordering, they're being reasonable with their order when it's just them or when it's a group of black women, but when it's a black man they're with or when it's a man they're with, they're trying to order the most expensive thing on the menu. Black women will be honest. You can see it in their responses to certain things. They'll be honest, but it's rare. It's far and few between, right? What you have are black women that hold ranks because black men deserve to be spoken about the way that black women speak about black men. And the black community generally, outside of the black manosphere, the black community generally has come to the consensus that there's very few things you can say about black men that's actually will rule you back from. Very few things. Very few. It's always understandable. It's always justifiable. It's very few things that you can say about black men. It don't even matter what the facts say. It's very few things that you can say about black men. Negative, pejorative, insulting, that somebody in the black community be like, well, okay, you went way too far with that one. Right? Charles Irby, I literally watched it a couple hours ago, and Charles Irby says, Z, did you see the video, the biracial Blasian who tore into divestment movement? I literally, shout out to Only Logical, I saw it. And he's still, funny enough, him and the Asian black mix, the Blasian woman who we were speaking about just a couple of weeks ago, both of them still look super Asian. They just look a bit more tan. They look Southeast Asian as a mug. You can never tell, outside of the way he sounds clearly in that hair, but like based off of his face and based off of the young lady I'm speaking about face, you could never tell they're mixed black. You would just assume they were just Filipino or any type of maybe more tan, not even dark. They're not even dark. Tan South Asian, right? I don't even want to say Cambodian. They're still too light for Cambodian, right? I know there's light Cambodians. I'm just saying, y'all. Yeah, and he was honest about that. You divestors, y'all, in in his own way, raised by a black mom, right? You divestors, y'all not healed. You'll go out here thinking these other men are sweet. I'm here to tell you, as a product of a black woman who divested, it ain't sweet, right? And dear, listen, black women ain't trying to hear that. They don't care. They do not care. Shout out to Jason Black. He's 100% right. That B, not me. That's what happened to that B, not me. I'm different. That ain't gonna happen to me. I know better. That's that old B, not me. Right? So you can have the little I think no, I've said it multiple times. I got into a conversation with um a black I'm sorry, not a black, a white Asian mix, a Hapa Asian dude years ago. This had to be maybe 8 years ago, in the comments um of one of these YouTube videos, and we were going back and forth, not in any argument or disagreement. And he was in the comments telling people, and I actually got to check out one of his social media. Was it IG? I can't recall. So I actually got to see the dude, yeah, Asian white mix for real. And he told you, like, his Asian mom, his Chinese mom, damn near worshiped the ground that white men walked on. And he looks at his white father differently now, because his white father, there's no way he didn't peep game, and that's exactly why he was with his mom. And he went on to say, like, this is what a lot of Asian women are on. And we know this, right? It's conversations like this that don't really get said in the black community. We can go in on black men all day, every day. Black men got to defend themselves. Black men got to defend themselves from other black men, from black women, from white racist society, right? Because you have the Dr. Umars and the Steve Harveys and the FD signifiers, the foreign man in the foreign land, the conscious Lees, the Professor Odies, right? Then you have the Bowsers, the Ebony K. Williams, the Chrissies, the Yannies, the Paris Milans, right? The Gail Kings, huh? The Susan Rices. I didn't even mention Obama yet. Goddamn. Huh? Then you have the White Racist Society. Just about all the white manosphere. I want y'all to understand, if your brother's still dealing with the white manosphere, they playing footsie with you, they still don't rock with you, they're still not your friend, you'll find out eventually. Shout out to all you brothers that's conservative and you think you in the white conservative manosphere. Y'all brothers in arms. All right. Soon they aren't going to have you in a headlock, but all right, you'll find out eventually. You'll find out what is a black manosphere. Don't worry about it. And half of you already know you just too cowardly, and you perfectly okay with being the token, regurgitating white racist talking points back to white dudes. So they could be like, see, we're not crazy, we're not racist. Look, this one token black man said the same thing we say. Huh? So, yeah. So, yeah, dear Black Manosphere, this is why we defend ourselves. This is why we have this space. Because if you leave it up to the women, if you leave it up to black women texting podcast, if you leave it up to Horrible Decisions, and y'all saw two sisters from Horrible Decisions on that channel, I can't recall what the channel is. BGS covered them the other day, right? If you leave it up to them, they all act like they don't know what's going on, right? Well, the big bag fuel, yeah, that's the channel. And these are mixed black women. Both of them were on horrible decisions. Both of them have been on bag fuel individually. And any conversation about black men, everybody act like they don't know why there's a black manosphere. And I'm not saying that the black manosphere was mentioned on this channel. I'm saying any conversation about the black manosphere, everyone act like they don't know why this exists. Nah, Toya says bag fuel, but it was only one chick from Horrible Decisions. Nah, the one with the shorter haircut was on there also, and other homegirl, right? The one that BGS covered a couple nights ago. Oh, Bridget isn't from Horrible Decisions. Okay, okay. I'm getting my shows mixed up. Okay, okay. I guess you, Toya. Right? I'm getting my shows mixed up. But the black manosphere exists, and thank you, Toya. The black manosphere exists to protect black men, to respond to these fallacious and talk about sexist, misandrist, myopic comments, propaganda against black men, insults towards black men. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And Toya says Mandy is from Horrible Decisions, not Bridget. You're right. I think one time one of them was on the other one's show, and that's why. And I saw that, and I think that's why I'm assuming, right? I think maybe that's why. Possibly. Yeah. Right. Oh wow. On to better things, sis. I went to school with Mandy B from Horrible Decisions. She's always been a HIE. Oh, in training. I think that's what you meant to say. In training. No, that wouldn't be that. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool, right? And Compassionate says you got to send me that video. Which one? Tyler Perry's Misandrist. Which one? Compassionate. Right. Oh, here got a comment. You got to send me that video. Compassionate says China manufactures our podcast mics. LOL. Yeah, I guess they got to call China and say, hey, don't ship to any home with a black man in it. Right. And let's pause right here. And Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Detroit says, I got screenshots where elderly black women is teaching black women to stay single and dying alone at the age of 70. She's influencing two young black women to be that way. Brother, I just watched the video on Only Logical channel of the African sister, right? And Only Logical has it on his channel. It might be the most recent video. And Compassionate says Asian guy talking about mom. It's on Only Logical's channel, right? And yeah, this how old was the grandma? Like, no, I said grandma. She's not even a grandma. She never had kids, and she was a virgin the whole time. Apparently, she was 103 years old. She fell in love with a white dude when she was I don't know how old, right? And they I guess were in love, but she never piped. According to her, they never did anything. They never did anything sexual, and he ended up disappearing. And she held out for him up until this long, and so she never had kids. She never did anything ever, right? And Charles says the Tanzanian lady was 100+ years old. Yep, in Venom case is 103, and it that there's some laughter to be found in there, but that's super sad because now she's kind of regretting it. And she said African brothers tried proposing multiple times, tried asking her hand in marriage. So it's not even a function of over here where we're like, yo, if you touch a white dude, we ain't doing nothing. Which brothers tried proposing, and she held out for the white dude, but of course she did. I'm going to tie that to Jason Black's stream. I want to say was that last night or from the night before, where he's speaking about Chris Brown and how these women would trade a year with Chris Brown over a lifetime with you. And Even though they took that picture with Chris Brown and they might have only been around him for 30 seconds, she spoiled goods. Essentially, Jason Black was saying she spoiled goods now. You can't tell her nothing now. That's where her bar is. And I'm tying that to what I'm saying with white dudes, black women who have dated white dudes for the most part. That's the bar now. Even if he was a bummy ass white dude, even if you're doing better than him financially. I shout out. Look, I'm not gonna tell anybody, the brothers, what to do. Proceed, the way you feel is comfortable. But yeah, huh? Once again, I agree with you. I've had this conversation with one of my boys about his brother. His brother used to be in the streets. Got a baby mom. I've seen the baby mom, cute ass hood chick, badass, right? The brother swole as hell. Standard hood relationship. Yep, y'all already. She cute as hell. She got a bubble. She done had 3 kids from the dude. They done broke up. He, whatever, whatever. And I was saying to my boy, hey, she's spoiled from now on, right? Nobody can do anything with her. No one can do it. And he was like, why would you say that? And I'm like, bruh, your brother had her pushing Cadillac trucks in her early 20s, bro. Your brother had her VIP in clubs in her early 20s. Your brother had her out here living the hood rich life in her early 20s. In her mid 20s. What can anybody do with her now? That bar is to the moon now. Right? That bar is to the moon now. I'm going to tie that to sometimes when you see these sisters and they told you, oh, I used to date Jamie Foxx, right? Not Jamie Foxx was just piping. I used to date Jamie Foxx. I used to date such and such. I went out with such and such. They ain't tell you, no, they wasn't dating him. When he would come to town or when he was on tour, he has her number in his phone and she would be chilling with him for the week he's in town, for the 3 days he's in town. And yeah, he might give her some money to go out and do stuff with her homegirls and overpay because he can afford it. But they were not, better yet, in a whole relationship. She ain't gonna tell you that. And you want to know why she's not gonna tell you that? Because in her mind, they were really in a relationship. Right? They were in a whole relationship. Huh? Now, when you meet her 2 and 3 years later, what can you do with her? What can you do with a woman that told you she used to date Jamie Foxx? What can you do with her? Huh? What can you do with the woman that told you she used to date T.I.? She used to date Ludacris. She used to date 2 Chainz. She used to date 50. Huh? She used to date Casanova. Huh? She used to date Fabulous. I can name a whole lot of rappers, y'all. She was Dirk's side chick, right? She used to date Kodak. She used to date NBA, right? What can you do with a chick like that? What can you do? She used to date Plies, huh? She used to date T-Pain. As a matter of fact, T-Pain and his wife and her did the whole threesome thing that T-Pain told you him and his wife be doing. What can you do with a woman like that? Huh? What can you do with that? She used to date David Banner. Then she dated Big Crit. Huh? Go ahead, tell me. She was with Problem, then she was with Trouble. Shout out to all my Cali dudes. Huh? What can you do? She tell you on the low, she used to chill with Absol and she used to chill with Schoolboy Q. And she never gonna let Kendrick wife know, but her and Kendrick had a couple of, sessions too. Huh? Victor Cree said, I don't want Sook the Shaka side piece. What about she told you she used to date Sook the Shaka and Mystical? Right? She tell you she dated Jewels and Fab, right? And Sheik Luke, right? She dated Jada and Beanie Siegel. Wait, but they was beefing at one point, right? And Compassionate says, thank you, Compassionate. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Compassionate says, 84 viewers, 39 likes. Stop stop stealing free ish, you dusties. Well, I already used profanity. We're using profanity today. And Compassionate says, once again, 89 viewers, 39 likes. Stop stealing free shit, you dusties. Exactly. She used to date Trinidad James, right? She used to date Future. She used to date 21 Savage. She used to date Quavo. Right? What can you do with that? Shout out to Jason Black, because I agree with much of his stream with the Chris Brown thing. I'm gonna tie that right back to this talk with the mics, with black women telling people that pretty much, why do black men have mics? Because Jason Black is never supposed to actually tell y'all this is how. Jason Black is never supposed to tell you that this is how women get down. They will spend money on the dudes that don't need it. Because they value him that much. Meanwhile, you got to, Jason Black's 100% right. Meanwhile, you got to pay that mortgage for 30 years. Right? Oh, crap. Spain Man said he used to know a chick that dated Project Pat. True story. Right? Bucker TV said, Lil Scrappy. She used to date Lil Scrappy. Drake. She used to date Drake. Right? Man. She used to date Lil B and Soulja Boy. Oh, boy. Damn, Z. Right? Man. So, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Jason Black is never supposed to let y'all know. This is why they want the mics taken from black men. Because BGS is not supposed to show you the chart of what men actually earn in America, black men specifically, and what women earn and what black women earn, and all that crap they talking. Right? Spaceman said, not Lil B, look. People already forgot about Lil B is a pioneer in a whole lot of stuff when it comes to rap music and social media. Right? I ain't saying his music was fire. I ain't going all the way there with it. But right. Thank you. She used to date Bow Wow. Huh? She dated Bow Wow and Romeo. Right? And Pleasure P. Goddamn. Right? What can you do with that? She used to date Macklemore and G-Eazy. Oh boy. Right? And Logic. And Yellow Wolf. What? Right? Oh no. And Riff Raff. Jesus Christ. Right? Then here you come, pun intended. Here you come after Riff Raff, Yellow Wolf, G Easy, and Macklemore. Well, she did it all to white dudes, but you know, you this dick. All right, huh? So of course they want our mics taken. We're not supposed to be talking like this, huh? We're not so. We are supposed to go along and get along with the black gynocracy. Of course they want our mics taken, and we're definitely not supposed to be up on game on shout out to Obsidian, black women fuckery. Yeah, but this is getting demonetized like a mug, y'all. Right? Not Lil Xan. Spain man. That's hysterical. Right? Not the Island Boys, Jesus Christ. Them Negroes was making out. They're not really black. Them Negroes was making out. They made out. Aren't they brothers? Oh God. Right? She also had the brat too. Ooh. Right? So yeah, you're not supposed to know this. You're not supposed to know. Right? So of course they want our mics taken away. Of course they want our mics taken away. Because once you watch Daily Wrap Up Crew and Crew Season and Kevin Samuels, what else you don't got? That's it. That's done. It's done. Of course they want our mics taken away. Why not? Right? Bad Bunny. Oh boy, the Latinos in there too. Right? Huh? Right? She done dated both Sean Pauls. Right? The one out of Atlanta and the one out of Jamaica. Right? She done dated Beanie Man, Movado, Vibes Cartel, Adonia. She done dated all of them. Right? Little do you know. Skilly Banks, all of them. Right? Little do you know. Right? So, of course they want our mics taken. Of course they want our mics taken. Oh man, let's not go to Texas. And KMS is Mike Jones. She done dated Slim Thug, Willie D, Pimp C before he passed, right? Bun B, right? We gonna keep on going, right? Little do you know, Scarface, right? Trader Truth, Zero, huh? Low key, Paul Wall, right? Huh? Not Big Mike too, right? You went back with Big Mike, huh? And you're going to do what with that? She done dated Magoo and Timberland and Missy on the Low. Oops, right? And Pharrell, huh? and you're going to do talk about Chris Brown and Chris Brown, huh? And you're gonna do what with that, huh? Man, Detroit said Dre and Easy, right? And Suge, and Pac, and Snoop, right? Oh man, and MC Ren, who, right? Shit, we gotta go up to the Bay, and Too Short, and E40. What? And Larry June. Wait a minute, that's a big ass gap. Larry June, what you doing smashing these O's? Right? Lil Flip, we back in Texas. Right? Are we going back to Atlanta? Jeezy? Trey Songz? Right? Oh man. Well, we about to go to Britain, or are we taking a flight? Right? Stormzy and all of them. What? A caller and all of them. A caller? Really? Right? Fredo, not the one from Chicago, the one from Britain, huh? Krept and Conan, what? Really? Dave, not Dave East, Dave out of Britain, huh? And you think you're gonna do what with that? Mac Dre and Flavor Flav and Be Legit, right? She done dated Currency and Lil Wayne, Juvenile and Turk. Jesus Christ. Manny Fresh and Birdman. Oh boy. Huh? Not Chingy, right? And you gonna do what? Huh? So yeah, no, we're not supposed to know about that. We're not supposed to know about that. Huh? Murphy Lee. Nelly and Murphy Lee. Not the Band-Aid. Right? Not Murphy Lee, a young version of Mr. Cheeks. Jesus Christ. Right? Detroit said Daz and Corrupt. Right? Not YG and the Game. Blood Gang. Right? Not Snoop and Jeezy, Crip Gang. What? Right? She over here crossing colors. Not Rick Ross and Trick Daddy. Right? Huh? Not Pastor Troy. And you're gonna do what with that? So you're not supposed to know that this is the response to being with someone like Chris Brown. Meanwhile, she give you her ass to kiss. Oh crap, she done dated Diddy? Oh boy. Huh? Not Mr. Biggs. Not Ron Isley and she did Ron Isley and Charlie Wilson. Right. And I know that there's the rapper Mr. Biggs, the one that, by the way, that's like the most hood song ever. Ever. And I like it. Not Wiz Khalifa and Currency. And Larry June. I already said Larry June earlier. I said Currency earlier too. Right? and Brody, right? Huh? Not Swiss Beast and Jess Blaze. Oh boy, Young Berg, right? Huh? She did it. R. Kelly and Aaron Hall and Joe. Well, you got to think for bald head brothers, bald head chocolate dudes. I know R. Kelly didn't have had all the looks. I know he did the bald head thing. Then he had the fade. Then he had the braids. I know. I'm saying, right? Not Dragon and DMX, right? Freeway, right? She didn't date Freeway and Queen Latifah. Goddamn, Z. Goddamn. Huh? Oh man. Can't miss it. Insert cloud on SoundCloud rapper here. Right? Huh. Not Onyx. You didn't date everybody out of Onyx. You dated all of them. Huh? Not Naughty by Nature. You dated everyone out of Naughty by Nature. You dated all of the Wu-Tang members. Oh no, not the Wu-Tang members. You dated everybody out of Bone Thugs. All of them. Huh? You dated everybody out of Do or Die. Jesus Christ. Right? Victor Creed said at the same damn time. Right? Jesus Christ. You did everybody out of Pro Era? You did everybody out of TDE? Huh? You did everybody out of No Limit? Not everybody out of ASAP Mob. Oh. Right? Twisted. That dating session only lasted a minute. Talking about Mob Deep. There's a pun in there. You dated Will and Jazzy Jeff. Will and Martin. Huh? Prodigy and Havoc. The whole Dipset squad. Right? The whole G unit. So look, when it comes to taking their mics, I hear black women. I get it. Take black men's mics because black men are these. When black men have mics, all they do is bash black women. No, black women. When black men have mics, we get to respond back to y'all's sexism and misandry. Excuse me. And now you feel put upon. You feel put upon because you assume that you are on the right side of history and that you should be able to speak the way you do. Right? You assume that. And that any response to how you speak about black men, because once again, you're on the right side of history, is coming from a sexist, toxic, patriarchal, misogynistic, misogynoirist place. Huh? That's the assumption. Right? And very few black people in the black community challenge that. Very few. And even when they challenge it, it's soft. Right? Right? It's with kid gloves. Yeah. She dated everybody from De La Soul and Farside. Oh no. Uh-oh, Detroit, she did it. Everybody from the Fugees? Uh-oh. Including Lauren? Oh. Right, not Terror Squad, Fat Joe and everybody. She was dating Big Pun when he was alive too? Jesus Christ. Diggable Planets? I forgot. You're right, KMS. I should have added that with Farside and yeah, you're right. Farside and De La Soul and Diggable Planets, right? Excuse me, y'all. Nose is bothering me. Good. This is a good one. And Meteor says she got around and now want you to bow down. To be down. Oh yeah. Well, to be down is good, but to bow down, right? So yeah, taking our mics away because Mr. Z isn't supposed to be making fun right now. Take our mics away because everything we say over here is sexist and everything black women say over there is, above board and it's understandable. And if we allow for the FDs to speak, they'll tell us, oh, we do far more damage. The black women are still right at the end of the day. They may sound a little aggressive and abrasive and, they might skim the line a little bit of misandry, just a smidge, but ultimately, once again, they're on the right side of history. But us over here, we're just fighting the inevitable. We refuse to go along with progression. Goody mobs too, right? Major figures, so major figures. Me and my boy were trying to remember this yesterday. I don't know what we were talking about. We were like, yo, I'm slipping, I'm forgetting. And yeah, right. Not Busta Rhymes and Flip Mode Squad, right? Not everybody out of Junior Mafia, not Joel Ortiz. We back in Latin, we back in speaking Spanish, right? Oh man. So yeah, we're just not supposed to do this, right? And KMS is, and thank you for the super chat. Black women. Why are black men yelling at us? I played Colgate Sports. Colgate Sports. There's no worse feeling than when a coach is not yelling at you. It means he's moved on to the next athlete. Extrapolate, if you will. Well, isn't that what we see with Gen Z and young millennial black men? The ones of age? Not the majority as of yet. But don't we see a growing number of them? Once again, Mr. Z is a millennial. I'm talking. BGS is a boomer. He's talking. The Roger Report, Angry Man, Obsidian, they're all Xers. They're talking. Right? Edward Anderson, Charles, Z, we're all millennials. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mr. Fantastic is a millennial too. We're all talking. I don't know how much talking Gen Z is going to do. I know, there's young brothers that have their channels. I don't know how much talking they're going to do, though. As a generation of black men? No, what you see, they're telling each other to get their passports. They're telling each other SYSBM, or they're just popping up to the family function with the Latina or the white girl. And the black female members of the family just got to deal with it how they have to deal with it. I don't know how much talking they're going to do. Right? Oh, collegiate. I'm sorry, collegiate. Right? So let's read that again. Black women. Why are black men yelling at us? I played collegiate sports. There's no worse feeling than when a coach is not yelling at you. It means he's moved on to the next athlete. Extrapolate, if you will. Well, we see that going on now. Right? We see that going on now. You see the pictures, and it's going to be difficult for black women to do this also, even for black women. The number of black girls, better yet, I should say actually black girls, who attend or who go to predominant, way majority white high schools, it's going to be hard for them to duplicate 10, 15 of them all booed up with white dudes going to prom. And every few years, we see pictures of 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 brothers all booed up with white girls going to prom, right? That's that's going to be difficult. And so that is young black men's way of saying, look, my mom raised me to come home with a black girl, right? And I was raised that everything black women do is right and everything black men think, feel, and do is wrong. And yeah, the black girls in school were just too mean. They were a-holes. A couple of them were chasing after non-black dudes. The other ones that were kind of into black men were mean as hell, right? My mom and my aunts and stuff told me, that's just how they're gonna be, but give them a chance. I don't want to give them a chance, huh? And so he just tell mom, hey, I'm going to prom. What's her name, Maria? Oops, huh? Now what? Let's be honest. Ooh, Amber, and Amber comes and pick him up with her car for their first date. Oh God, oh. You think he's gonna be looking at any black girl the same again? Huh? You think he's going to be looking at any black girl the same again when his first real crush, his first real situation is with a 16-year-old white girl that has no problem coming to pick him up to go to the movies in her parents' car or in her own car that her parents got her? I'm not saying no black little girls would do it. What I am saying is the socialization is different, right? The socialization is different. And the young black boys are showing you through action. They're not dealing with the community who tells them they have to tamp down their humanity for black women's feelings. Spademan says, Z got us calling out rappers now, right? And that's really what the black community socialize. And you even saw this with FD. The black community thinks what they're going to do is socialize black, and once again, raise them to be resilient. Socialize black boys and black men. Black girls and black women are who they are. That they are who they are. We just going to raise you to deal with their shit. I told y'all today will be profanity. We are going to raise you to be able to deal with their shit. We're not going to raise them to be kinder and nicer, right? Less delusional, more reasonable. Stop being jealous of white girls and white women. I should really say envious. No, we're not going to raise them to stop doing that. That if they say egalitarian, they really got to mean it. If they say equality, they really got to mean it. We're not going to raise them on that. No, no, no. We're going to raise you to be able to eat their hypocrisy. Yeah. This is true. And I'm going to read this one now. And thank you for the super chat. And Buckeye fan says they actually gasp at Bronny James' prom date. Why? It's true. Why? Huh? What's LeBron's wife named Savannah? Was supposed to raise him. Don't you come home with anything that's not a black girl. Huh? How the black community is largely raised by the black community is largely run by single mothers. Better yet, these boys are being raised by their black single mothers, and they still coming home with white girls and Latinas. When we're saying those single mothers aren't telling them to come home with a black girl, but the single mothers know what it is. Huh? And the Bunker TV says they had a comment for every chick lighter than Lupita Nyong'o. Because black women think they decide who's black. Another reason why they want to take our mics. They decide who's black. As a matter of fact, Lovely T said something I found very interesting during the Drake Kendrick beef when Ross kept on calling Drake white boy, right? And she was like, well, if he's a white boy, then what about all these light skinned mixed black women? That's up to y'all. Dear Lovely T, you don't get to dictate nothing over here in the XY chromosome side of the game. Well, that's not fair. And I'm quick to tell somebody and on that. And black straight men decide what's black over here. Well, that's not fair. Well, go take that up with the light skinned mixed women. Huh? Go t- if light skinned mixed black men or mixed black men in general aren't marrying enough dark skinned black women, you got to take that up with the mixed brothers. Go take that up with Drake. Drake. Once again, it's the same thing I always. Black women, if not enough white and Latino men, even when you're working with them, you're in the same spaces with them, you're having sex with them. If not enough of them are marrying black women, then you got to take that up with them. Stop railing against black men because white men and Latino men won't marry you. And then claiming, oh, we're more loyal. No, that's not it. And we both know it's not it. So if black men, particularly dark skinned black men, are more likely to marry light skin and particularly mixed, not just light skin, mixed black women. If mixed black women are more likely to marry dark skinned black men, then mixed black men are to marry dark skinned black women. Dear dark skinned black women, you got to take that up with mixed black men. Instead of chastising dark-skinned black men, oh, your preference light-skinned and white. Why? And it didn't. The young lady off of black women texting podcast, she said that. And my nephew and I just kept on asking him why. Have you ever considered his experiences? Huh? Have you ever considered his experiences? And you're asking him to articulate. I would argue most people cannot. The sociologists say this. This is literally what Jennifer Lundquist said on the stream I played for y'all that where she spoke about the book The Dating Divide. Most people can't articulate their preferences, why they do the things they do, and quite frankly, and she didn't say this, but I'm gonna say it, they lie about it. The ego protection forces them to lie about why they do the things they do, but they don't even really know how to articulate it anyway. So you're asking your nephew why he prefers light-skinned women, and I get it because you're trying to cause him to think, well, what's in a preference? I get it. Huh? I get it. Marvel says, Z, and is your catchphrase, is your official catchphrase. Put it on a T-shirt, right? And it's and and I say this a lot on social media and I say this in real life, but in real life, I'm a bit more careful, to be honest with you, because and is very dismissive. It can be very dismissive. We already know it. It can be very dismissive and people see it as rude and disrespectful. I get it. But why does Mr. Z say and? It's another way of saying the point being, and your point is, and what does that have to do with the tea in China, the price of tea in China, right? When Mr. Z is saying and, in certain ways, I'm trying to move the conversation along. I'm trying to get to the point. I'm trying to see if you could get to the point. We know and has multiple meanings, depending on the context, right? Depending on the conversation. So if we're speaking about black women and black women are saying how it's not fair and black men's preferences, I'm saying, and in other words, in this case, and what you going to do about it? Now what? It's not fair. Well, black women are more loyal than black men. No, they're not. But even if they were, and when Mr. Z says and on that, then go date out. See if you could turn that quote unquote dating out into marriage. Once again, see if you can turn that air quotes dating out into marriage. Into marriage with the white guy, into marriage with the Latino guy, into marriage with the Asian guy. Or are we going to see you in 3 years and you tell us, yeah, I only date black men? Ma'am, I just checked your Facebook, and for like 10 years straight, all you did was be the pass around for white dudes. All of it. You're loyal to black men now that you 32, 35 years old. Oh, what happened? Shout out to the mixed Asian dude with the black mom. Shout out to Only Logical for covering it. Dude over here telling you what it is. Most black women are not going to hear him though. They're not going to hear it. They're not going to hear it. Right? And once again, KMS, thank you for that super chat. Let's read the other one. And the other one was cut the mics off. Ha. They better pray we keep talking. The Z's are talking less. True, the Generation Z's are talking less. The A's are in full silent couch mode. Yep. Alpha scouted. Hashtag alpha scouted. And yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Oh, Dr. D, I ain't even gonna read that out loud. Oops! Look! Goddamn, my finger done slipped on the screen. Let me take this off the screen real quick. Oh God, how did my finger slip on that? Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now it's off. And I make fun. This video, we making fun. We're using profanity here. I wanted to be a bit more lighthearted because take their mics. No. Just no. And if you want to talk about hypocritical, ladies, how hypocritical is it, first of all, to advocate to take our mics, and yet you get to have mics? Oh, but yeah, you're right, because you're on the right side of history, and it's not like you're being sexist, right? It's not like you're being hypocritical, huh? Black women are not being hypocritical. They're not being sexist. They're not being misandrist. They're not body shaming short men, huh? Huh? We talk about peen size. Ain't that right, black women? They're not body shaming brothers that don't have what? A 12-inch member? Huh? Yeah. What happened? Huh? So take their mics and really tying the two longest streams together, take their mics because too many black men, young black men in particular, are getting put on game too early. Too many young black men are being put on game too early. Right? How can my daughter marry him and divorce him within 5 years and take a little severance package on the way out the door if he know the game too early? How can my daughter browbeat him into working himself to the bone when she doesn't really value him, and all he really is a walking wallet, and she's gonna break up with him in 2 to 3 years anyway? How is my daughter supposed to play him? Huh? No, we need to take these men's mic, because the way they're trying to frame it is that we are turning these young black men into angry, black women hating, sexist, right, misogynistic assholes, and their daughters could be misandrous as hell and mean and snarky and rude as hell, right? No one says anything about that. I'm like one of the few people that truly caught on the Pop the Balloon show the brother that was a bit more soft spoken and a bit more artsy. I'm one of the few people that reviewed that caught the light skinned sister that was in the beginning of the row and her obnoxious ass laugh. And that's the cut deep laugh. That's the I'm mocking you. I'm making fun of you. Why are you here? My laugh is meant to insult. The laugh itself is an insult. Yeah, black women could do that. Don't take their mics. Huh? She over here saying, pop the balloon again. Yeah. Don't take their mics. You could take Z's mic. We could make whole articles about the black manosphere. Huh? Good point. And better use is, but Z, I thought a certain group of people said words were violence for excuse me, for far less. There we go. Let's read that again. But Z, I thought a certain group of people said words were violence for far less. Yeah. Right. Huh. Exactly, Mr. Donnie Mac. Welcome to the He-Man Haters Club. And for them, any critique of women's behavior, black women in particular behavior, right? The unchecked actually encourage misbehavior of black women. Foul rhetoric and terms and phrases of black women. Any critique of that, you part of the black man, He-Man Women Haters Club. Right? No one has anything to say about black women just being black women. The low-level contempt, the always checking you, because we have grown accustomed to the black community just being a gynocracy now. Forget just the matriarchy. Shout out to Compassionate. Yeah, no, we have devolved from a matriarchy to a gynocracy. Oh boy. Right? The black matriarchy was usurped by the gynocracy. So you went from women-led community because white society put the thumb on the scales for black women to a black woman fiefdom. Right? So it's not just led by black women anymore. The black community is not just led by black women. It's full-on black woman dictatorship. We ain't even going to be nice about it. Right? That's what we on right now. We're not even going to be nice about it. That's what black women are on. All right. Shout out to the young lady. That's why I put the clip. And I'm going to put that clip every so often. Provide, protect, and shut up. Mr. Donnie Mac, I thought of that word. And Mr. Donnie Mac says oligarchs. I thought of saying oligarchs. Right? Victor Creed says, I spent 4 decades in this community and it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's not. It's not. Right? You trying to win the lottery, trying to find a black woman that forget matriarchy. You trying to find a black woman that's not gynocratic. Before we even get to matriarchal, right? Before we even get to matriarchal, you're trying to find a black woman that's not gynocratic, right? And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And a split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. Every other city we go, but every city I go, I see the same. I see them. I see the same 304s, right? Else his tiny tyrants, right? Man, Venom cases. The culture is a international threat to black people. Spreading, spreading, right? How do you incentivize men in a gynocracy? Well, we're finding out in the black community, aren't we? You can't on the low. The incentives are not great enough. There's no incentives really. The shaming tactics are not working, right? The sign language, shames, insults, guilt, a need to be right, not working. Your sons are telling you to read their Nikes. Actually, Z, you're wrong. Your sons are not telling you anything. They just showed up to the family function with Amber, the white girl, right? With Maria, the Latina. Huh? Well, your son had to be part of, let's say he went to junior college, so even he was still living at home with his parents at 20, maybe 21. Then he go away to school, he visit that Thanksgiving at 22 years old, and he pop up with Mei Ling. Now what? Huh? He pop up to the 4th of July function with Mei Ling. Now what? Uh-oh. And Vince says the incentive is supposed to be vagina, but that's standard issue. Women come with that. But I got that WAP. Right? Z, you're about to say it. Let's get real dark with it. Ladies, even if black men love your shape, there are black men, especially the black men you would rather be with because of their status. I'm not necessarily speaking about the entertainers right now. The black men with their head on their shoulders, some of the corny, boring black men, that's what you claim, they will marry the slim, no shape having chick and then cheat on her with you. God damn, Z. That's how it's going to be. I said it. Them dudes will. And Aoki Lee Simmons, that's not an a-hole and trying to live off her dad's money, they'll marry Aoki Lee Simmons and just cheat on her with you. And stop acting like you won't go. You'll go because you're struggling. God damn, Z. You'll go. And you'll be jealous and seething and try to baby trap him. These young dudes ain't falling for it. Look at that birth rate. Yes, within the black community. So by the time you start catching feelings, he gone. Now what? Uh-oh. You know how many black men still find black women attractive and have a whole white wife? Yeah, we'll just cheat on her with you. And you'll go. And you'll be mad that you don't get to be the wife. There's a reason why you're not the wife. You weren't built like that. God damn, Z. Huh? I said it. What, you think you're gonna be an asshole and a black man's gonna marry you? Yeah, they used to make them like that. That's being far and few between on the assembly line now. Huh? I wasn't supposed to say that now, was I? Yeah, that's the real. He will marry his Latina with the fupa, huh? And then he'll just cheat on her with your beautiful sculpted ass. That's how that's gonna go. And you'll be sulking and you'll be mad and you'll be angry that you have all this body and you still have a cute face. And you can't believe a man like that is not married to a woman like you. But why would he be? Huh? KMS says the thick jump off for the well-to-do brother. Stop reading people's mail, Z, bro. We know what it is. You know, I accidentally went to the wrong mailbox. My bad, y'all. I accidentally went to the wrong mailbox. Right? Come on, man. Shout out to all the black women that's super thick, bad. Keep the womp be whopping. Huh? And you think you're gonna baby trap a white man. Not even a brother. You think you're gonna baby trap a white man. Super thick. This is the black girl you meet that's a bit hood. She around the way. She not super hood. Like a Yanny built, right? Oh, I grew up in the burbs, whatever. Right? She kind of Yanny built. And she tell you, oh yeah, I done dated a couple of white dudes. I've dated a couple of attorneys. What she's not telling you is that attorney is somebody she used to work with at the law office. And they used to do strange things for some change after work. Huh? And she had that good wop and that good neck game. Right? And what did that amount to? Uh-oh. Right? Because you look at his wife, you look at this attorney's wife, and she's shaped like a number 2 pencil. And you swear you could get him from her. Because you thick as hell, the wop be whopping, the sex is fire, and y'all do that for 6 months and then he's done with you. And now what? I hate that this white girl made this a thing. And Dr. D said the Haktu spit on that thing. And Trail says that Haktu, that fire Haktu. The fact that this white, oh my God, she put this on the map. It's hysterical, right? Calvin Rogers says, somebody please take the mic from Z. He's saying the quiet parts out loud. But we know what it is. Just dear black women, and because y'all doing it too, quiet as kept. Y'all cheating on y'all that 5'7" small hat chubby ass white dude. You cheat on him with Tyrone from the mailroom. Ask Z how he knows. Right? You cheat on him with the brother from the mailroom. You're cheating on him with the brother from the file room. Uh-oh. Huh? Now what? So yes, the brother will be married to, or the white dude will be married to a white woman that has the shape of a number 2 pencil, and the sex is meh. Right? It's alright. Right? The sex at home is it's alright. And once a week, once every other week, y'all do your thing. And that lasts for a good 6, maybe 9 months, maybe 3 months. Shout out to whoever it was, the young lady or the lady off of Gus C. Renegade's channel. The quiet part is that black women and white men are having lots and lots of sex in office buildings, in apartments. Huh? Now, is that lots and lots of sex amounting to lots and lots of wedding rings? No. Huh? That's the quiet part out loud. Lots and lots of sex. Wedding rings? Nope. Black women, the whole world is telling you, yeah, but your attitude, though. And you say, it's not my attitude, it's the way you've been socialized. No, you're assholes. You are a stone cold gynocracy in the black community. And ain't no man worth the damn trying to be part of that. But an attractive black woman is attractive. White dudes want a piece of that too. Latino dudes want a piece of that. Even a couple of Asians want a piece of that. Definitely black men. Attractive black women are attractive. And nobody does a sexy ass walk like a black woman who knows she got it like that. I ain't seen nobody do a sexy ass walk the way a black woman can who has the shape and got it like that. A slim, thick black woman, you can't tell her nothing if she know what she got. A thick ass black woman, the ones that be a hamburger away from being fat. If she knows she got it like that, you can't tell her nothing. Yes, a heterosexual man, he definitely want a piece of that. Does he want to marry that though? Uh-oh. The personality, the attitude, the talk that comes with that body. Does he want to marry that? Huh? Vic says, as a former file room brother, I can attest to that. Hysterical. Dr. D says, David Carroll spoke about this years ago, right? L says, I might even bet money most black women cheat on white men. They do. Black women be cheating on white dudes too. Women be listen. I say this. Look, everyone's having sex with everyone, and I don't mean literally, but I mean for the most. When it comes to sex, everybody's getting it in. Sex kind of really don't really. Sex doesn't respect racial lines. Everybody's getting it in. Everyone's getting it in. It's when it comes down to who people are marrying and who people can see themselves spending the rest of their life with, who people are willing to take the shit from and deal with some obligation. That's when you get into a different conversation. But yeah, sex, everybody's having sex with everyone. Right? Everyone's having sex with everyone. You can't count that. And I think men are far more understanding that in general, black men specifically, and women in general, black women specifically, their egos can't help them. Their egos, won't allow for them to fully grapple with, yes, you're good enough to be a jump off, but not a wife, not even a girlfriend. Women in general struggle with that. Oh, all these men just want to pipe, but he married the chick after you, though. What happened? She looked just like you, so he was looking for your look. So what happened? Huh? Well, he just magically matured when y'all broke up? Stop. Huh? So when it comes to sex, everybody's having sex with everyone. White dudes are piping black women. Black men are piping white girls. Asians are out here getting it in. Asian men and Asian women, specifically Asian women. Everybody's having sex with everyone. When it comes time to get married, that's when Black people, but specifically black women, that's when they get their feelings hurt. That's when black women get their feelings hurt. And then try to claim loyalty to black men. You wasn't saying that when you was piping your white coworker. You weren't saying that when you and the Latino dude was getting in the car on lunch break. Loyalty. Huh? Loyalty. Everybody's getting it in. The sex isn't the question. That's why notice something. How many women tried to qualify never being married on when they were on Kevin Samuels show, and you even see this now. You see it on Kendra G show. Have you ever been married? No, but I've been engaged. You don't get half points, ma'am. You do not get half points, ma'am. Have you ever been married? No, but I've been engaged. Oh boy. And then when you talk to a Shirley Divestors, well, I've never been married, but I've been engaged to like 2-3 white dudes. Right? No, I've been engaged, yawn. Huh? That's why they want to take our mics. Because people like Z are talking like this. A whole lot of black women claiming loyalty, but yet you talk about black men foul. Then when we critique your rhetoric and your behavior, now you want to take our mics. Right? Once again, everyone is having sex with everyone. It's the marriage, though. That's why Kevin counted the marriage. Huh? Don't tell us how long you were dating someone. Don't tell us about engagement. Are you married? And this is another reason why black women want to. Well, is it really about marriage? And like, what about these different? Like, what did Tracy Ellis Ross say? Oh, I might be just ahead of my time. They're trying anything to make them feel better about being insufferable, or maybe broken, right? Or maybe somewhere in the spectrum where it's difficult for them to end up with a significant other. Okay, fine. Let's say that's the thing. But anything to not deal with the fact that, ma'am, you are insufferable. And what bites you in the rear end, particularly for the Ebony K. Williams types, is that you actually earn money. Shout out to Real Talk with Yenny. One of the worst things that's happening to these women is that they actually earn money. So materially, they're doing well. But they done price themselves out of a man that would deal with their shit. Oh, man. When you're a black woman who climbed yourself into a certain income bracket and you're trying to get into a certain class without the man, right? You're trying to associate with other men in your same income bracket and other men that represents that class that income bracket would suggest, and you find that difficult, you done screwed yourself. In other words, you earn too much to associate with the men that would deal with you and your bullshit. But then the men on your level and above ain't dealing with you, and definitely not on no serious level. Now what? This is Ebony K. Williams. That's Yeti. What's the incentive? I want to be a kept woman of leisure. That's Ebony K. Williams calling really black men mediocre. That's what that is. The question is, why are all the men that earn what you earn or more, the men that you find appealing, why are they not taking you seriously? This is why they want to take our mics. Because that's a real ass question. And what they're going to say is all type of patriarchy and it's the way they want women to perform, and they're intimidated by successful women. No, they're not. I didn't beat out 90% of men. I didn't beat out 85% of men to earn $100,000 a year to end up with an insufferable, mean asshole woman. Nope. Sorry. And if you want to call that patriarchal, then so be it. Mr. Z is only saying what other men are thinking and feeling through action. Right? And Steve O reacts says, "This is good work, Z. Thank you. Right? That's all it is. Quite frankly, all the brothers that are like, shout out to Charles Faulkner Jr., all the brothers that's earning $50,000 a year or more pretty much are in unison with that. Because if about what they said, especially in the black community, about a third of us earn more than that. Once you start as a dear ladies, black women in specific, and it's the same thing for white men, by the way. The number might be a little bit higher, so let's not say it's 50, let's say it's 60 or 65. Once you start getting to that top third of income earners, guess what? Somebody got to show some discipline, and I'm not talking about the men. Somebody got to watch how they talk and how they walk concerning men. Huh? Yeah, ladies, the bar is that low, only 50,000. I said what I said. Well, I'm gonna go deal with white men. Okay, the bar went up a little bit. Now it's at 60 or 65. Guess what? Still got to comport yourself a certain way. We're not dealing with it. If I'm in the top third, that means I'm out competing 66% of men, and I'm supposed to give you this, some type of stability, some type. I'm not saying it's going to be opulent. I'm supposed to provide you some type of stability. This is what we're working on, right? I'm lifting about 66%, so 2/3 of the financial load. I'm lifting 70% of the financial load, right? I'm lifting 75% of financial load, 80% of the financial load, 90% of financial load, all of the financial load, and you're gonna give me your ass to kiss? Right? No wonder they don't want us to have mics, because this sounds like patriarchy. Huh? Yes, ladies. It's not real. Yeah, it's not fair. That's sexist. I'm misogynistic and misogynoirist. Whatever. Huh? To be honest with you, the brothers that's earning less than 50 are saying the same thing on the low. Huh? Vince says, so me making 58K plus 2 side hustles makes me above average. And overall in America, yes. Once again, the numbers went up a little bit, right? But about 2 years ago-ish, 2/3 of men, I didn't say black men, I said men in America, 2/3 of men in America. So let's say now it's about maybe 68 or 70,000. 2/3 of men never make more than $65,000 a year in their life. And the numbers were that about 2 years ago. So once again, let's say now it's 68. Yeah, 68, maybe 70. If you're at 58 at your age, Vince, you're on the right track. You're on the right track, right? And Southern Purchases, my teenage cousin, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Southern Purchases, my teenage cousin told me they had to cancel their citywide prom this year because the boys weren't interested. That's 5 high schools combined. Ain't no way. Bruh. I wish I would have read that earlier, because I'm about to have to switch up the whole conversation right now. That is sad. I actually might want to make a stream about that. There is some real social commentary to be said about our young folks not connecting on that level. If what you're saying is true, that's peak Mouse Utopia project right there. Because we already know at that age, I mean, any wind blow, you're supposed to get a boner. You're supposed to, like, it's discipline that keep you from going after everything, right? disciplined and you ain't trying to knock up nobody at 16, 17, 18 years old, right? Fear is supposed to keep you from that. But for you to be, for these young men and these young women to not, have at least the urge, and to be the men, not to the young men, not to be asking the young women out to prom to the point where some 5 or so high schools have to close. Yeah. Huh? That's crazy. That's frightening, quite frankly. But as I said, hey, I'll keep on raising y'all daughters to be insufferable. It does have a cost on you. Yes, it does. Shout out to all the black women. You stop playing chicken with young black men. Y'all playing chicken with young black men. It ain't smart. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for the 1 zillionth time. Black men lose a gender war. Black women just lose the gender war harder. We're attached by the hip. We're attached by the hip. If you think you're gonna break black men into your submission, have fun with that. When you do the math, simply there's 2 million or so less black men. Black men are far more likely to marry out because non-black women are far more likely to marry black men. And non-black men just don't see black women that way. And instead of black women acting right and flying right, they throw temper tantrums and get mad at black men for not making them politically and socially upper middle class white women. And there's a cost to that. There's a cost to your temper tantrum and your middle finger. And this is why they want to have our mics taken. It's that simple, ladies. Right? That's yeah. That's sad. Huh? My teenage cousin told me they had to cancel citywide prom. Ah, are you sure that's why? Because that's a lot. That's a lot. If that, yeah, that's a lot. Citywide prom this year because the boys weren't interested. I gotta see something about that because that's hard to believe. That's yeah, exactly, Alan Stranger. No prom is kind of insane though. Yeah, right. Because the girl should have just did okay, fine. We just gonna do our sister girl stuff. And maybe they're too young to because that's what the middle aged black women do, right? That's what not even just the middle age, all the late 20s and older. That's what they do when they're all super single. They just go out together and do girlfriend stuff. And I don't even mean that in an intimate sense, in a romantic sense, right? Huh? They do Friendsgiving and whatnot, Galentine's Day and whatnot, right? And St. Cyr says for black males aged 25 to 34, the average income is about 46K. I'm at 52 right now at 29. Yeah, listen, I know my worth and where I stand. A lot of black women are way too mean and nasty for me. And at 52, you're earning more than most of them will ever earn in their life in 1 year. Let's say, God forbid, knock on wood, you hit 55 and you stay there and you only rise with the level of inflation, whatever. You'll still be making more than most of them will ever make in their life. And oftentimes they will hear that St. Cyr only earned 55. He only earned that's 55. That could have been helping you. They can't hear it. It's all or nothing. And I think that's perfectly okay. I am perfectly okay with women, black women specifically, saying all or nothing. Right? I'm perfectly okay with them saying that. But there are consequences to that for them in their own lives. They think, see, this is the thing. It's like you don't fully appreciate how this is going to work for you. Now, me, the video I covered yesterday, where she was like, essentially they'll figure it out. No, they're not. We're watching black women not figure it out right now. Literally, we are watching black women not figure it out right now. Huh? We are watching that. But, the Bunker TV says women's finances are inflated by child support and welfare. Ooh. Right? And once again, Southern Purchase, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? So we're watching now. We're watching black women show, literally Black Enterprise Institute, and getting their information from the St. Louis Federal Reserve. I'm bringing this up all the time. It's not something to celebrate. That is, black women having the least amount of wealth in America is not something to celebrate, and it's a function of the legacy of, slavery and Jim Crow. Yes, absolutely. All the things that black women are going to say. Yes, the racist, anti-black apparatus. Okay, yes. Misogyny and misogynorism. Yes, not practiced by black men, but okay, fine. Yes, by white society. Those white men you chasing after. Yes, okay, fine. Yeah, okay. And the fact that you're not coupled up with a black man, that part too. How about that one? Are you going to mention that? Okay, fine. Racist apparatus, racist system, right? Anti-black, yes, and sexism and intersectionality. If you're talking about them white dudes, okay, fine. Intersectionality, yeah, fine. Okay, I'll concede. Right? I didn't hear you say anything about the fact that you're not married, particularly to a black man, though. I didn't hear you say anything about that. Could that be contributing to the fact that black women have the least amount of wealth? Single black women, excuse me, have the least amount of wealth. Notice they said single black women have the least amount of wealth in America. Uh-oh. Right? Huh. Those active says 55 that you don't have access to exactly when he only earned 55? He only owns 60? I need a man that earns six figures. These women haven't seen a man that earns six figures in their entire life. And when I say seen, I mean like they never dated a man that earned six figures in their entire life. Right? And I'm once again, and shout out to the Roger Report, because he's 100% right. When women, black women in particular, say a man that earns 100,000+, a man that earns six figures, they're saying that because they don't know how to count. They really want somebody that's earning probably $350,000 a year. They're not even counting inflation in that respect, right? When you hear black women say that, they're not counting inflation. First of all, they're just talking. That's number one. They are just talking. Secondly, they don't know how to count, right? Secondly, they really want millionaires. I just want to put that out there, at least millionaires. But they're saying $100,000 because they think that is some, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the place where all their struggles change. They thinking $100,000 in 2024 is what $100,000 was in maybe 1980, 1990. Nah, not just their class position, right? Thank you, Victor Creed. But yeah, no, more than their class position at 100,000. They think everything in life changes. And maybe. I'll let you know if I ever get there. I'll let you know. Hopefully, inflation it already has doesn't make $100,000 into 20,000 by the time that happens. But I'll let you know, right? But yeah, this is right, and I think that comes from a certain type of black women on top of that, because black women, I think that's anywhere near that. I think black women that are anywhere, let's say 60,000, 65-ish. And they consider what another $35,000 a year would look like in their life. They may understand, like, yeah, okay, that's not, that'll definitely help some stuff, right? Every 2 years I'm making an extra 70. That'll definitely put me in a better position, right? But is 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 an extra, $35,000 a year, is that going to turn me into a millionaire? No, right? And we didn't even talk about the tax burden yet of that money. We didn't even talk about Uncle Sam saying, "Give me mine," right? L says the benchmark to luxury, definitely a benchmark, right? And low volume L says more like 500 to 750,000. That's the soft life on a budget for most Americans or most of America, right? And once again, just about a third of households in America earn that. A third, something like 13-ish% of individual Americans earn that. But you can't tell these women that. So it's both and. It's $100,000 isn't significant the way they think, and $100,000 is significant. It's both and. It's both and. Because if only somewhere less than 15% of Americans, individual Americans, earn $100,000 a year or more, while also it's not the benchmark that it used to be, although these women are still talking like it's the benchmark that it used to be, it's a both and, right? And Eric Denman says, Mr. Z, 100K doesn't matter if you have poor spending habits and don't save anything. Black women as a collective contribute the least to their retirement. Oh boy. And didn't I hear something along the lines? And I think there's an article that goes with this. Actually, no, there's an article and a video that goes to this. Um, what it was some crazy percent of black women that not black women. I'm sorry, Americans that earn $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck, right? So it's not what a lot of these people think it is. It's just not, right? And L says, but they want to talk 55K isn't enough. They're not even earning that, right? And there is something to be said about our current economic landscape and inflation, and even before COVID-19, just the insane prices of things, the essentially price gouging that these corporations are getting away with, right? And it wasn't like the inflation mixed with greedflation from the corporate sector and what that did to the American dollar and the power of the American dollar, particularly obviously in America. That's a conversation to be had. Here's the problem. How many black women are having that conversation and not the black men step it up and pay for everything conversation? And fine, that sounds like excuses. Well, fine. Isn't that what Chrissy told me? That sound like excuses? Well, tell black women to starve then, or go jump on some white peen and hopefully baby trap him and live off of that child support. You got choices. If it sound like excuses, then tell, because once again, single black women have the least amount of wealth in America. So what black women can do is either get on a black man's program, right, or go try to baby trap or marriage trap some poor non-black man. And when I say poor, I don't mean financially poor necessarily. I'm talking about some poor sucker, right? And y'all give Z 1 second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. No, Mr. Z did not get some food. This is a reckless streams. Shout out to Demetrius. Right, Demetrius says, where he go? He gets some food? No, Mr. Z did not get any food. And we're back. Right. And Elkston says, and thank you for the super chat, what can you do with that? All you can do is be yourself and hope she wants to be with you now. No, there are, like, women are human beings. Black women are human beings. There are black women that truly desire the black man that they really desire. Right? Just like there's you and there's women that you truly, that's who you want. Forget what anybody got to say about it. That's who you truly find attractive. That's who you truly want. There are women who truly want what they want, and that's it. Right? Chris Brown be damned. Right? Now, how many women are like that? Right? That's a whole different question. Right? If it ain't Chris Brown, then it's Trey Songz. And if it ain't Trey Songz, then it's whoever. Right? How many women are like that? That's a different conversation. Right? But there are women that are principled. That is rare, I would argue. Right? I would argue that's pretty damn rare. Right? But no, you can be wanted for you. The likeliness and the women that want you for you, that's a different conversation. Right? But yes, no, if we're having a conversation about human beings versus human doings and women who truly desire you, right, outside of the resources, outside of the status, outside of the name, that exists. How many of us get to experience that? Right? Once again, that's a different question. How many of us get to experience what it's like to have a woman actually desire you? That's a question. That's a different question. Right? But yeah, what can you do? You can make yourself more desirable. You can make yourself more desirable by going to the gym. You can make yourself more desirable by becoming more resourceful, by having more resources, right? You can make yourself more desirable by the social circle you have, right? There's ways to make yourself more desirable. And women gravitate to you and they don't really know why. They just like you because you're you. I me. That's your own version of I me, right? I don't know if you can make, I would say you can make yourself more charismatic, but that's depending, right? So yeah, no, then, yeah, being you, I agree with Mac and Murphy on this when he says he hates it when he hears people tell men just be yourself. Like, yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? I don't think men or women have the luxury of just loving yourself and being yourself and like the best thing that the thing that you qualify for, the best people will just gravitate to you. That's crap. That's crap. Right? And you see that with the ladies all the time. And they go through a break. You saw this with Jenny Mai. You saw this with Tia Mowry. You see this with a bunch of them. They go through their relationship or they go through a heartbreak or they break up with their boyfriend or husband. It's like, I'm just going to love me more. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? And how does that, what? That was your problem? You wasn't selfish enough? Right? Just going to love me more and I'm going to learn to love myself. And when I hear women say, I'm just like, what type of weirdo female empowerment selfish crap do y'all tell yourselves over there? That was your problem? Is that you weren't loved enough? I mean, sorry, excuse me. You didn't love yourself enough? You think that's the lesson to be learned, huh? Right? Yeah, that's the lesson to be learned. Huh, y'all gives you 1 second. Let me see if I can hurry up and read this before the light turns. Oh, yeah, I already did. Right. Huh. Vincent, my ex, said that. Yeah, how's that working for her? I'm gonna love myself more. I'm gonna learn to love me more. Right? I realized I was giving too much of myself. Women, it's fascinating to listen to women saying, "I was too nice. I'm too nice. I'm too giving. I'm very considerate." Oh boy, right? All the excuses. But no, for men, I think no. You, and it's the same thing. Really, it's the same thing I say to the women. You don't deserve love. I know that's something harsh. I look. This is the one of the few times where y'all actually hear Mr. Z sound like a real conservative. I don't know what the hell people be talking about by saying everyone deserves love from your parents, and even then, when you're 18, I don't know if you deserve to be shown love by them. It's nice. Thankfully, most parents at least show their children love. I would argue, hopefully. But this whole idea of adults that are in their late 20s and 30s and 40s saying everyone, especially the women saying this, black women, everyone deserves love. Wait, you think you can be insufferable, mean, snarky, rude, not even physically attractive, overweight, unkept, right? Foul mouth, and you deserve love because you exist? And I think that's what needs to be done sometimes when people make comments like that. I deserve love. Everyone deserves love. Like, think about what you're saying when you say that. A person could be like small mustache man, and you say, yeah, but everyone deserves love. Like, did he have a woman that loved him? From what we know, right? She was there, but she could have been super afraid and knew better than to cross him or leave him. Where was she gonna go? But deserve love, right? Does everyone deserve love? I don't know about that, right? And I have a real issue with that idea. Everyone deserves love. I don't know. I don't know, right? So yeah, no. And before I can read all the super chats, because y'all know Z is out here on these South Florida streets and the anyway. So continuing, no, I wanted to cover this because I really want to speak about this idea of taking men's mic. And yeah, we kind of, Mr. Z, and going off topic. Of course, I did. And I know I'm going to hit a dead zone, so I'm going to be going in and out for a little bit. Hopefully, I repeat myself or you guys can hear me. But yeah, no, I'm tying the Chris Brown thing that Jason Black covered because I think that shows Jason do to with men that they truly desire being around, right? It's the difference between obligation sex and passionate sex. It's the difference between the way a woman speaks to you when she really actually values you and finds you desirable compared to when she's around you because this is the best she can do, or well, once again, this is the best she can do, or out of desperation, right? And what you're seeing with women when it comes to Chris Brown is, now we really value this dude to the point where we're willing to give this dude $1,000 just to be around him and to take pictures and to be booed up, to be hugged up, right? And I think it's serious. And yeah, no, they're willing to $1,000 per woman to be hugged up and to have him embrace them like he knows them, like he's really in love with them. And yet they hit you with the foodie call. They hit you with the um, don't say nothing to me if you're not gonna link me on my Cash App. That's what they hit you with. You get hit with the obligation from the jump, right? And I think, just like how you hear these women who be jaded forever, right? Because they weren't desired in high school. I don't think women appreciate, black women appreciate the difference between boys and men, men they find desirable compared to the normal guy, and then compared to the men they find disgusting, who they find disgusting because they really don't find him desirable. And then the way they treat the different type of men in men's faces, right? Huh? Because if we're all human beings, if women feel a certain way about that, then you got to know that boys and men feel a certain way about that too. If girls and women feel, if Stefco can recount being 8 years old and being made fun of because of her hair or whatever she said at that time, I want to say it was 8 years old, not the 8th grade. It could have been the 8th grade. But yeah, if she could recount that, you think there's not young men that can recount something similar? But let a man bring that up and see how much we make fun of him and mock him for that. Right? Let a man bring up 8 years old or the 8th grade. It doesn't make a difference. And see how much our society says, nigga, what was that? Right? Huh? And Bunker TV says 1,100 Z, yeah, $1,100. I'm saying 1,000, but yeah, you're right. Right? And hopefully you guys can still hear me. And once again, Elkston, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Oh yeah, I've read this. When Buckeye fan says they actually gasped at Bronny James' prom date. Yep. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Right? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. KMS says Bronny James was supposed to take Brandy to prom, only for her to jump him for Mace. Hashtag Kobe. Yeah. Drop him for Mace. Yeah. Yep. And a lot of people don't know that story, so they see Kobe with his Latina wife Vanessa, right? And they don't know that Kobe used to date Brandy, right? And that would have been a talent. Hey, Harlem World took over, right? Harlem World took over, huh? What happened? Harlem World. That's what happened, right? Man. Okay, and Victor Creed, we hear, bro. We hear you. Yeah, usually the road I'm on right now, and usually when I get to that light, that's when I got kicked off. Not even dropped. No, I'm sorry. I don't even lag out or anything like that. I usually drop stream on that light, or at that light, better yet. So I'm surprised y'all can still hear me now. To be honest, I'm gonna take advantage and try to keep on going. Right. Oh, and KMS also says, and thank you for the super chat, KMS. And KMS says, black women, why are black boys dating out black men? Why are black girls mean to me to them? Black women, silence. Let me modify that a little bit, KMS. For some, yes, silence. And for others, they're attempting to get you to be okay with that. Actually make you gaslight you and make you question why you think these black girls are being mean. Right? That's something to consider. Right? Bunker TV says Kobe and Brandy would already be divorced. Yeah, good point. Good point. Right? Good point. Huh. But yeah, the goal is to get you to question yourself and why do you think these black girls are mean. So that's That's the thing for black boys, and I think black boys who don't have uncles or fathers to defend them find themselves, especially at a young age. You imagine you telling your mom or your aunts or mom's friends, and you got your little girlfriend in school. Yeah, what's her name? Maria. Maria. You don't got no little black girls you find pretty? No, they're mean, right? And then this is when they start trying to get you to, well, are they really mean? Well, no, give them a chance. No, no. Now, if you don't have no black man to defend that, they're just gonna badger the little boy, and not maybe right then and there, but over the long term, yes, because it's about getting him to know his place in the gynocracy, right? Shout out to FD Signified to be resilient in the face of black women's, black girls in this case, meanness, right? Well, Latinas, here they come. White girls, here they come. There you go. So yeah, I think and I'm glad I keep on stressing that word mean. I know it sounds juvenile, it sounds childish. I have no problem continuously calling black women mean. You don't hear adults say that, especially adult men. I get it, especially adult straight black men, because the world has taught us the world's going to be mean to you. You just got to eat that. Black women are going to be mean to you. You just got to eat that. So I have no problem, and I actually pat myself on the back that I stress this. Mean. Black girls and black women are just mean to black men. It is just a given, right? Ah, KMS, that's funny. And KMS is standing it figuratively while Chris Breezy standing it literally. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. And that's a way to say it. Whether it's intellectual meanness, right? Coming from the Ebony K. Williams and the Kim Fosters, I said her name, right? Whether it's hood girl mean, whether it's middle class mean, whether it's supposed suburbs mean coming from Yanni, whether it's Swirler Divester mean coming from Crystalline Karazin or Chrissy, whether it's like I said, hood girl ass mean coming from like Divested Zealot or whatnot, where you're like, oh my god, I didn't know you could fit so much profanity in one sentence. Black women just take it as a given that they should be mean. It's their right, their God-given right to just be mean to black men. It's a given, right? Whether it's LGBTQ mean, everybody just takes it as a given that you should be mean to black men, and black men should be able to take how mean you are, right? So yeah, no, nope. I don't think that this is the way it should be. I push back on this. I completely and categorically reject this. To just raise our boys to be more resilient in the face of mean ass black girls and women. No, no. And all you do when you attempt to force black men to eat that, especially now, see, we're not in the 1970s and 80s anymore, is you just cause your sons to date and marry out more. Well, no, it's not. That is the way you. Are you sure it's not because of her hair texture, her skin tone, and you're colorist and featurist? No, your daughters are mean. Your daughters are mean. And y'all gives you 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back, right? Trell says, "You're a doo-doo head." I mean, like childhood things like that. I don't know how many people get, how many young black boys really that really hurts them. But especially when you're speaking about like the reject, I continue to go back to this because I think this, like in recent memory, I think this really hit me. Um, like this is what we're talking about, and maybe I have to clip that. The once again the more soft spoken artsy brother on Pop the Balloon, and the way that the light skinned young lady was laughing at him. That laugh said, boy, that laugh said everything. That laugh was right. Like her laugh was obnoxious. It was mean. It was purposely spiteful. It was ah. And then just the comments. Ooh, pop again. Right. It was just yeah. And if you go through my community tab, I think maybe the top maybe 3 or 4 most recent videos, you'll see there was a brother who did a skit about this, and he was just showing how mean the women are on Pop the Balloon, right? That artsy brother, like that to me in recent memory, that because all those, not all, many of those women were just mean to him, but that's just that laugh right there, that got to me. I was like, God damn, like, bro, what point is it almost makes you question it. And I even saw this with a couple of people that were reviewing Aaron in his situation with the ladies. It's like something had to have happened backstage that we don't know about. Because when you see some of the way these ladies respond, you're like, this can't just be y'all just meeting. This is your first time seeing him or meeting him, and the camera's really catching y'all reaction to this dude. There had to be some backstory to this, right? And L's active, exactly, a diabolical cackle. It's just so like mean, and it's needlessly mean. Like it's unwarranted meanness. It's like, where is this coming from? And y'all gives you 1 second again. And we are back to the rainy, dreary day in South Florida, right? South Florida is South Floridaing right now, right? Negative liberty meanness. I'm mean because I can be, and your captive audience. Oh wait, where are you going? Oh, Kim, that's funny. Exactly, right? And I recall, like, I can't believe okay. Okay, slow down, see. I can't believe this, but I just remember this from high school. From high school, we're talking about what 2005, maybe 2004. I recall a younger-ish. He was like in his mid or late 20s. Professor we used to have in high school. I'm not even gonna say his name, so Mr. Z doesn't get pegged. Like people don't really find out who Mr. Z is. But a younger-ish teacher we had in high school, and he was talking to one of the young ladies, hood sister. A lot of dudes wanted to pipe. But I think she had a boyfriend like that was out of high school, right? That had already graduated. and the teacher was talking to her and was like, yo, like, you mean like, and like, she literally said, I can do it because I look like this. And like, I'm paraphrasing, but like, those may not be the exact words, but that was the sentiment for real. Because I remember thinking to myself, wow, right? Like, she literally like pretty much said, I could be mean because I look like this. And like, she wasn't ugly. She was not ugly. But you know, around the way sister hood, and most of the dudes that found her attractive is because she was hood and like she was an around the way sister, you know, right? And you really want to pipe out of like a power play. You really want to pipe on some. It's like that aggressive. It really is that. Oh, you think you all that type pipe, right? So when she said that, I just recall thinking about it. And, you know, you're thinking to yourself in your little 17, 18-year-old brain, wow, she said that. And like, is that a thing? Right? Because I don't know if I ever recall thinking to myself, I'm me. Like any version of I'm me. I could do that because I'm me. Right? And I don't know. I don't know if I had that type of ego at 15 and 8, I'm gonna say 15, sorry, at 17 and 18 years old. And essentially that's what she was saying, I'm me. And shout out to Edward Anderson, right? And I'm thinking of us if let's say we, you know, she's the same age as me, we were in the same grade. So 17, 18-ish, 17 probably. I might have been a couple months older than her. 17, 18 years old. If you're thinking that at 17, 18, when does that change for a black woman? But she said it. She essentially said, I'm me. I get to act like that because I look like this. Right? And so once again, we're underage, so I'm not gonna put too much onus on her for that. Like yeah, she said it, but I'm not gonna, you know, bury her with that, especially, you know, we're kids. But that's what I'm saying. That sentiment right there. I'm me. Right? And I'm recalling this because of reading KMS's comment. Right? I get to be mean because I'm me and I look like this. And like them Negroes will eat it. And I think she had a whole boyfriend at the time. Like I said, you know, that had already graduated high school and whatever. But yeah. Right? Man. And Shrell says, I knew a girl like that. She went on to become a professional plus size model. She wasn't fat, just tall and thick. Fine as hell in the ninth grade, but mean as mean as F. Yep. Mean as F. Detro says, how you not gonna cut? Bitch, I'm me. Ludicrous. Right? And yeah, I mean, like, isn't that what the ladies are saying to black men? Isn't that what black women are saying to black men? How dare you not want me? I'm me. How dare you not build me Wakanda? I'm me. How dare you not feel a sense of obligation to me? I'm me. And I'm me is one big black woman. I'm not saying big as in heavy set. I'm saying one big black, just like they see us as one big Negro, just one big black woman. Right? The epitome of Earth Mother Goddess, creator of the universe. Right? Yeah, I'm me. How you not gonna build me Wakanda? And it goes, who the fuck are you? Right? And Steve-O says hashtag for the collection plate or hashtag collection plate. Thank you very much. Right? Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Me. I get it. I get it, ladies. I get it. Right? But I really want to say this today. Take their mics. Right? And like, even with this, this wasn't the most egregious. They weren't the most egregious on this, right? They were not the most. This wasn't. They weren't particularly mean on this. On that Black Girls Texting podcast, they weren't particularly mean. Was there some hypocrisy there? Absolutely. You better believe it. But were they talking about mean? Were they mean? No, not really. Not really. But even with not being mean, the complete blind spots, completely ignoring the plight of black boys and black men in particular concerning black women, right? Indigo says, pry the mic from our cold dead hands. Man, they really wish we didn't talk. Because it's about us and it's about young black men, for real. They wish we didn't talk. So they can still run the board like they did all through the 80s and 90s and early aughts. Black women's effery. I done cursed here so much I don't even know why I'm not using profanity. Black women's effery was never supposed to be on display the way it is. Right? Black women's effery was never supposed to be on display the way it is. It's too much on display. And Kevin Samuels and his ilk, especially being a man in his mid-50s, he was never supposed to really lecture the black women or show them to be delusional, right? Or chastise them or reprimand them. No, 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 no. Kevin was supposed to be like, you know what, y'all right. Yes, Earth Mother Queen Goddess that weighed 350 pounds, calling herself juicy, right? Yes, young lady who's 28 years old, looking for a man that earns over $100,000, and he's still got to be 6 feet and be chisel chin and super good looking and charismatic and right, let you ride his face and all the things. No, Kevin wasn't supposed to tell you, no, you're the one who's supposed to look good and stay looking good. He didn't say all that. He did say you're the one who's supposed to look good, though. Right? No, Kevin was supposed to say, you know what, you're right, and then have the men call in and just wave his finger and wag his finger at the men and be like, y'all better get on women's level. Better get on black women's level. Be who they want you to be and need to be. Right? Els Actor says, freedom of speech under feminist specifications. Oh boy. Right? Exactly. Terrell says, and it's black men's fault for not protecting black women's image. Even though they kept on going on Kevin Samuel's show, showing their ass, that's the part no one wants to talk about. No one. Kevin Samuels was supposed to let 23-year-old, freshly graduated out of university, freshly graduated out of college, black women lecture him as a mid-50-year-old black man. Loud talk him, get snarky with him, and rude with him. That stands out in Mr. Z's mind. She was 23 years old. She was rude as hell. Goddamn. Have fun. God bless whoever, white, black, Latino, who end up with her. Jesus. Trying to overtalk him and all. Whoever you, especially if you black, but whoever you are. Right? Man. Thank you, Trell, on his platform. You try to loud talk him on his platform. Literally half the man age. Oh, man. We can't even say, oh, Kevin could have been your dad. No, not only could he have been your dad, you're half his age, and you try to loud talk him. You just step your big toe off the stage, walking across the stage at your college or your university. Man. Forget no respect. This was worse. This was not no respect. This was straight up disrespect. So no, black men were not supposed to get a mic because you were not supposed to show that this is what black men and boys have to deal with. Young black men have to deal with. She was 23 at the time, so let's say a 25, 27-year-old. This is who he's going on a date with. This young lady. This is the woman that all of you black women and black men, you Steve Harvey types, you Dr. Umar types. This is the black woman, the young black woman that you're lecturing your sons. I'm saying younger black men. Young black men. These are the women you're lecturing them to end up with. This is who you're wagging your finger. She can't even be respectful to Kevin. And some 27-year-old is supposed to make her a wife. Oh boy. So yeah, they want black men's mics taken. David Carroll wasn't supposed to remind y'all that the light-skinned homegirl was taking care of the white dude that kept on saying "you people" during the Trump campaign, when Trump was ascending. And that he was living off of her and yet talking down to her. The white man was talking down to a black woman that was taking care of him financially and his kid from another woman. So of course they want our mics taken. They want our mics taken because only logical shouldn't have a whole goddamn channel. Huh? What's the other brother name that have that had the channel with the all the swirling gone bad, swirling gone wrong? They're not supposed to have these channels. If you really think about it, the only reason that Rhoda became a big story is because black men, yes, Daphne was there, but black men made a big stink about it. Right? Good point. And Indigo says the mics represent our phallus. Ooh, good point. Didn't think about that. Good point. If it wasn't for black men, that Rhoda thing wouldn't get no time. She would have been able to just lie on a random black man. Maybe she files a police report and some random black man gets picked up by the cops because Rhoda over here saying, oh, the random black man hit me in the face with a brake because I turned him down and these black men saw and didn't do anything. That's why they want to take our mics. They want to take our mics because literally we give black women the mic back. Wait a minute, Z, what are you saying? They want to take our mics because we literally turn around and give the mic to black women and say, go ahead and tell us how you really think about black men. Protect, provide, and shut up. Ooh, okay. Right? Fell over here giving y'all the origin of picnic. Uh-oh. Right? We give the mic back to black women, and then Yanni says, what's the incentive? And I want to be kept woman of leisure. And Christy says, I don't like you niggas neither. Uh-oh. And Crystalline Kerosene says, they're just big dick and swag. Uh-oh. And Cynthia G says, well, that word I'm actually not going to say. Yeah. Delete black unborn babies. Right? Delete, excuse me, black male unborn babies. Huh? See, when we get the mic and we give the mic back to black women, and the conversation isn't chopped and screwed and skewed in a way that's flattering for black women, you could see it live. It's not edited. We're not coasting them into making certain statements, and right? It's not a loaded question, and you let black women talk, and then you see 23-year-old black young women being very disrespectful to this 56, 57-year-old man. That's what happens. And you see black women call in telling you they don't understand why their sons don't date black women, and then you let her talk long enough, and she's a whole asshole, and then you realize why her sons don't date black women. Huh? They don't want you to have a mic because once again you give it back to black women, and then light-skinned, youngish black women tell you, if I earn more than you, in other words, if I as a woman, black woman, earn more than you as a man, probably black man, I will belittle you. Huh? See, when we get the mic, and this shows you that black men believe in some type of equality, some type of egalitarianism, we give black women the mic. We ask them to speak about black men, and this is what they have to say. See, this conversation is super saturated because it's cheap and it's easy to get into. The black man, black woman, gender war, yada, 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 right? Low barrier of entry. And you don't have to have any real talent, real experiences, real anything to speak on this. No systemic analysis, excuse me, none of that. That's both a good and bad thing. The bar to entry is way too low. True. There's too many elites also on the opposite end, doing way too much talking and being real myopic with their point of view. But somewhere in the middle, when we give women the mics, well, they sound like Yanny. Huh? That part. And this is true too, Saint Cyr. And Saint Cyr says they want to silence you. They've controlled the narrative for so long. Right? They want to silence you because they've controlled the narrative for so long. Yep. Yep. And they're spoiled with it. And for them, it's a given that they get to speak about you and to you the way that they do, and you're just supposed to sit there. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to encourage them more. You're supposed to turn around and chastise the black men behind you and wave your finger and wag your finger at young black men and black boys. I agree with your statement, Saint Cyr. And once again, Steve-O, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Vince says, imagine a shorty that find a dude desirable and mistreating another dude in front of his face, X, and that's dude closest homie. Oh man. Mistreating another dude in front of his face, X, in front of his face, X, and that's dude's closest homie. I mean, literally that just happened on as a matter of fact, what channel was that? I literally just saw that. What I'm gonna tell you right now what there's on. I'm gonna tell you right now because I literally just saw this. I'm gonna give you that right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell you what I just saw that on. Give me a second. Give me a second. The No Fugazi podcast. The No Fugazi podcast. Right? Sister, she's looking in the face, but she's a bit bigger, right? She just looked like a bigger person, right? She got a little bit of weight on her, and you know it's a shorter brother. He got some swag to him, tatted. You know, he's a bit shorter, but when I guess the host of the show says, you know, who do you find attractive? Who would you smash? And he goes in order, and I think he picked her last. I want to say he picked her last, right? So he picked the white girls first, really, and you know that's offensive to black women off top. You don't even have to call them ugly. You don't have to be mean. You could be pleasant and nice. once again, anything that's not kissing black women's ass coming from black men is an insult, especially if you're in the room with non-black women. If you find a non-black woman more attractive than a black woman, that's an insult to a black woman, period. It don't matter how you present it, right? It doesn't matter how pleasant you are, how kind you are, right? Unproblematic, right? It's insulting from the jump. Because ain't your mama black? So she was offended by that from the jump. They got into a conversation. She height shamed him. Then he low key body shamed her. But all she could think about was the body shame. And the host saw it too, and all the other girls were pretty damn quiet because everybody saw it, and she could not. She was like, "Well, he mentioned my weight, and it's yep, huh." And Trail says, to her credit, a lot of young zillennials are rude and don't respect to elders. Many of the Z's demand you earn their respect without ever giving any. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I think social media has actually made age seem like it's not that serious, right? And so now we're in this kind of weird place where no one really respects like not just age but experience and whatnot because the kids could just go on social media, not social media, sorry, go on the internet and look up what they need to look up. So your wisdom and your knowledge kind of doesn't mean anything to many of them. And so your age doesn't really mean anything to them, right? We're just two human beings having a conversation. And it doesn't matter that you got me by 20 years. You have me by 20 years, right? Huh. And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So I'm glad I brought that up. And I'm glad I brought up Jason Black and his coverage of Chris Brown and those women taking pictures. And I said it before. Did I say it here? Right? Chris Brown told you them. Well, we can say it. Chris Brown told you them hoes ain't loyal, and now he's showing you. And look how many of them. Shout out to Jason Black, because he's 100% correct on this one. Look how many of those women are telling you, "I would do it again. I would do it again. Yeah, my boyfriend broke up with me. Yeah, my fiance broke up with me. I don't care. I would do this again." Once again, for us, for many of us, it's possibility. And yes, we factor in probability, of course. But for women, clearly, it's probability all the way. Excuse me, I said it wrong. It's possibility all the way. It's possibility for women, it's all the way. Black women in specific. Is it possible? That's all I care about. Forget the probability. I'll make the probability. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? And y'all gives you 1 second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And St. Cyr says, and we're back. St. Cyr says, so you're telling me there's a chance? Head ass. Yep. Yep. That's what they hear. That's what they and that's okay. That is okay if that's who black women are. That's okay, but then there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence to that, and I agree with Jason Black so much, and that's sobering. That is sobering, I think, for a lot of average, because most of us are average. The vast majority of men are average. The vast majority of men are average, and the vast majority of men will be average, right? Will be average, period. But that's sobering for, especially for the young brothers who didn't know. If you ain't know, now you know, right? That a lot of women will torpedo, not a lot of women, from what we see, and especially for younger black women, most women will torpedo whatever situation they have with you for the off chance, possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of, probably not going to happen ever, but it's possible as chance that Chris Brown is smashing, give them a oops baby, and oh my God, possibly this could be a relationship, right? Possibly this could be a relationship. Now we all know Chris Brown is out here, but for them, for these ladies, they're telling you they don't regret their boyfriend breaking up with them. They're telling, and some of these boyfriends had them living okay. Maybe not the most glamorous. Obviously, it's not going to be what Chris Brown can provide, but still, they're telling you they don't regret it at all, right? And there's something to be said about that. I think that needs to be a whole stream, maybe a whole actual sit down, write the notes down, put the material in the description box, a whole stream dedicated to the idea that I will sacrifice everything I have with a man that will be with me until death do us part. I will sacrifice everything with him for the off chance that I can end up with Chris Brown for a year. I can say I had Chris Brown as a boyfriend for a year. There is a think piece that can be created off of that. And I agree with Jason Black 100%. She will live off of that for the rest of her life. I was with Chris Brown. I dated Chris Brown. I was Chris Brown's girlfriend. Yep. And that's I would argue that's women across the board, especially in the West, especially in America. But I think that's women across the board. I would agree with Jason Black on that, right? And you can use that to, maneuver through life for the rest of your life, right? Huh. And Trail says, I'm telling all the men, all the young men I know, to guard their seed. We can't let this current crap, excuse me. We can't let this current crap to continue. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And as a matter of fact, but Trail, like, the population is already going to the crapper. These men are already doing that. Especially when you factor in, these young men are already doing that. Especially when you factor in that more women have children than men in the black community. These young men are already doing that, and quite frankly, we've been doing that for a little while now. And I agree with you on the telling young men, hey, unless you want to be a baby daddy for the foreseeable future, because it doesn't end. It doesn't end at 18. You got to protect your seed. The question really is, you have to look at brothers and then be like, do you want Meg the Stallion as a baby mom? And like, off of looks, some of them will say yes. Yeah, but based off of what we know about her past and them dudes, uh-oh. Do you want a woman like Real Talk with Yanni as your baby mom? Do you want Crystal and Karazin as your baby mom, who damn near wage a war, a jihad against, hey, shout out to Trill, a shihad against black men because her black baby daddy wouldn't marry her ass? Discuss it. It never ends. Being a baby daddy never ends, right? Do you want Crystal and Karazin as your baby mama who waged this social media war, this media war, because she started before social media. Do you want to have Kristen Karazin as a baby mom? She waged a war against black men because you didn't marry her. Like, when we say protect your seed, do you want Cynthia G as your baby mom? Yep. Martha says, yep, I'm gonna put Yanni on child support too. Right? And St. Cyr says, protect your seed, your sexual health, and be selective with who you lay up with. That's what I live by. Yeah. Yep. Right. And once again, Vince, like I said, thank you for the super chat. And D. Scott says, for your toxic masculinity. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Right. Let them tell it. Right. GC says, Meg the Stallion on child support. Keep touring, babe. Meg the Stallion taller than me. I'm 5'9", she's 5'10". I'll pipe. Can't even deal with none of that attitude though, and especially after I saw her on stage. Man, I just want y'all to know we don't need y'all. We want y'all. Oh boy. Oh boy. When she said that, I was like, tick tock, tick tock. You done met. Hey, I said it to y'all, ladies. They're so internet. First of all, let them talk. Secondly, the internet will expose us all. Third, the internet and social media is the best and worst thing to ever happen to black women. Because y'all, especially the young, cute black women, the pretty black women, y'all doing all this talking. You can't wait to show your ass on the internet. Y'all showing y'all face too. Y'all can't wait. And if you're a celebrity like Meg the Stallion, oh, you can't wait to tell men. I was gonna say where to shove it. I mean, we would, but no, you can't wait to tell men to kick rocks and what type of man you ain't settling for and what type of life you better live if you give him a chance. Oh, y'all can't wait. And for those of us who have kept our ears to the streets and we're millennials, especially around my age, millennials and older, especially for the Xers, right? Who kept their ears to the streets, especially concerning entertainment or any black people with money, quite frankly, and status. All that sound good, but we done seen this before. To all of you Meg the Stallions, right? All you Glorillas, we've seen this before. It ain't gonna look good, right? All you scissors, right? We've seen this before. Huh? You want to know why Cardi B keep on taking Quavo back? All right. Huh? All you sweeties? Huh? All you Doja Cats? Yeah, Doja Cat, yep. Daddy issue having ass, mixed black chick over here laying the white dude say all type of N-words. Chasing after all the white peens she could get. We've seen this before. And y'all doing it on camera. Now we got social media, because the one thing about the boomers and the older Xers, they ain't have social media like that until they were old. Uh-oh. Y'all showing y'all ass in y'all teen years, let alone in your 20s and 30s. Okay. Huh? Low-key darkness is Chris Brown went from most hated to most desired sneaky link. Damn, they still didn't hate him. Even listen, them girls they were gonna give him the vagina in the midst of the Rihanna situation. They didn't care nothing about it. That was a certain class of black women in white society that was making a big hay about the Rihanna situation. Right? We done seen this before. And once again, D. Scott, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I got to read this one now. And the Raj report says, and what's going on, Raj? They know their worth. The women know that their worth um a one night stand, not just with Chris Brown, just any random black man. They aren't worth relationships, so they find them easy to leave. Yeah. GC, I might give you that. I'm gonna come back to Rod's comment. I might give you that. And GC says Glorilla low key seems like a somewhat decent chick if you get past the ratchet ish. That's hard. That's a hard pass. That's a hard thing to go. Right? Like compare her to someone like Sukiyana or Sexy Red, bro. Sexy Red. I almost said that word. Um, Sexy Red. That one. That's man. Y'all know Mr. Z Kenton don't rock with the respectability politics. Y'all, Raj be there. I'll be on Raj's channel. Whenever somebody start going down that road, Raj know where's he? Is he coming? Right? But it's really hard. It's difficult not to let the conservative banner fly with Sexy Red. Oh man, talking about the walking stereotype. Sukiyana too, but there's something about Sukiyana that seems redeemable. Sexy Red, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's bad. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. Especially when you hear she get into it with the teachers and stuff at the schools or the parents or something. Something I heard. I don't know how true it is. That like when they really understand, because some of them are out of the loop. Who Sexy Red is, and then she had a problem with them having a problem with her performing at the school. Right? It's so bad. Right? It's so bad. Huh? And Saint Cyr says Sukiyana is not redeemable. Her and that's sewer water squirt. Right? Man. And Chaos says, damn Z, the pink pill is over there on Celebrities video too. Wow. Sorry for the distractions. No, it's okay. I mean, hey, they're going to use Aaron. I told y'all, like, that's why I'm speaking about Aaron the way I am. It's not about him, it's about us. They're using him as a proxy to say one big Negro and y'all violated us. What? Wait, who's y'all? Right? Who's y'all? But once again, Aaron represents black men. Right? So yeah. And Saint Cyr says, Aaron is every black man. Hell no. Bro, think about what we're saying. Think about the assassination campaign on bruh. Think about it. Grab second gear says sewer water. Yeah, no, that was funny. I skipped over it, but it was funny. It was funny. Right? And that's what I'm saying. And by the way, for them, all black men that violate, which is all black men, is just one big Negro. From the young brother that had graduated law school to Aaron. And look at the gap. Look at the gap in life trajectory, in profession, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter. Look at the tone of Yanni's streams concerning MTR interviewing Aaron. She damn near wanted to lecture and wag her finger at MTR, and she made mention of this type of. You could see it in her that's the energy that she was going at MTR for. Why did you even entertain this dude? First of all, I don't think y'all should have mics in the first place. But why did you even entertain him? and you just let him talk without real pushback. It's just one big Negro, right? It's just one big Negro, right? And Raj, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat again. And Buckeye fan says, and thank you for the super chat. How many of those fans read reread think pieces, right? Chris Brown reread think pieces. Oh, that's a good. I don't. The fans, none. Probably none. Or let me not say none. Rare, right? Rare. L says Malcolm X wouldn't have a chance. Malcolm was a tall, light-skinned brother with swag. Yeah, he would have been all right. He would have been all right, right? He would have been all right, right?
Weather alert.
Now, oh, my car is talking, y'all.
In about 20 miles from current location.
And there you go. No, Malcolm. As a matter, let's be honest. In today's climate, in particular, Malcolm would have been better with the ladies, black women, before he went to jail than after he came out, right? And L's active said, with his shady background, Malcolm would have had a better chance with the ladies before he went in than when he came out. He still would have been doing all right when he came out of jail, but definitely before he went in, right? Huh. And I'm awful says she actually complimented MTR in the past for turning down Melanie King on his live and kind of gave him props when he went at Pearly. Yeah, just Pearly things. Yeah, I mean, all right. Yanni, if you shoot your shot, Yanni, right? Shoot your shot. Shout out to Better You. She might be taken. Her heart might belong to someone else. Shout out to MTR, right? And once again, Buckeye fan, I don't think, and thank you for the super chat once again. I don't think, yeah, those fans are not reading Chris Brown, Rihanna think pieces, and even if they are, that's not changing how they feel about Chris Brown and how they feel about being in a situationship, relationship, f buddies, being seen in public with Chris Brown holding their hand in public. Oh my God, they would melt. You couldn't tell them nothing. They'll be the it girl in their city, in their town. Right. Man. Right. And then Alan Stranger says, and thank you for the super chat. I called it just a nigga fallacy. Yeah. They find a black man that they have an issue with, something he said or did, and that could be anything because once again, you're a black man. And then we're all just one big Negro after that, before that, during that, all the time. Right. Huh. So no, and Alan Stranger says it's types of flat blackness. Excuse me. Z over here getting tongue tied like a mug. It's a type of flat blackness. Yes. Yes, right. Huh. I get what you're saying, Saint Sir. I get what you're saying. I've been around so many different type of black women when it comes to that. Um, yeah. She is a black woman at the end of the day, yo. She is a black woman at the end of the day. Right? You know, so the celebrities of the world, yeah, they might ride with us more often than your standard issue black woman, but at the end of the day, they're still a black woman. So they're subject to go bad on you at any moment, at any time. First, before we get to that, they're still a woman at the end of the day. They still were born and raised in America at the end of the day. Then she's a black woman specifically. So yeah, let's say she ride with us 7 out of 10 times, 75% of the times. All right, cool. Maybe if you're lucky, 80% of the times. Okay, cool. And then there's that other 25%, 20% of the times where they go left. That's all right. It really isn't, but okay. Was she raised in America? All right then. That anti-black misandry, it's coming somehow, some way is gonna poke its head out. Somehow, some way, right? GC said 75% of the time is about as good as you're gonna get. I'm saying, right? Trail says they can and will go bad at any time. Go left on your ass, quick, fast. And especially on these social media streets, these YouTube streets, oh boy. Right. And I get it, shout out to Celebrity. I get it. She feels slighted because she feels like we were riding with her with the brick face rotor thing and she had our support. And now she feels like now that she's critiquing this black man, all of a sudden we're more skeptical and we're questioning her and right. So I get it. Right. And now we're not respecting her and we're not respecting her craft. And I hear her. I get it. Right. And she says she's keeping the same energy. While are we not keeping the same energy? I get it. I get it. All right. Huh. Huh. And GC says, FY, every black woman has an inner divester. They just need the right trigger to bring it out. Was she born and raised in America? Better yet, was she born and raised on planet Earth over the past 500 years? Definitely, was she born and raised in America over the past 200 years? Definitely, was she born and raised in America over the past 50 years? If she was born and raised in America over the past 60 years, we'll say, better yet, I would agree. For just about all, maybe even all, Mr. Z said. Okay, all. Right? The right triggers. And the right triggers are like anything. Right? Anything. Right? At any moment in time, I'm saying. LXST says Chris Brown loves him some Blasian women. Oh man. Right? Huh. Yeah, yeah, I know about Carucci and whatnot, and yeah, I hear him. Right? And like Chris Brown seems really chill. He seems personable as hell, and from what we could see, um, I know about the rumors about he might be on something, whatever, whatever. We know about the past with Rihanna. We understand, right? Yeah. But on that note, y'all, let Mr. Z pause right here. Because at this part I cannot do reckless streams on. But we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Yeah. Like I said, I covered this because first, this is why they're telling us. Well, better yet, say that better yet. Say that better, Z. This is why I would argue, particularly social media content creators, black women, would like for black men's mic to be taken away from them. And it's because black men are having conversations with each other across age, across geographical location, right? Across seas, literally. Shout out to Els Active. Shout out to the brothers, the African brothers in Germany. Shout out to Nema. Um, Shout out to Passport OG. Shout out to Hot Sauce, formerly known as Swim Champ. Brother changes his name every other day. Right? We're having conversations and we're actually starting to put things in paper form, right? In print form, better yet, and maybe present it to somebody important. Uh-oh. Right? So we're actually having conversations that might possibly change our material condition, and that's not supposed to happen. First of all, you're not supposed to be knowledgeable. Secondly, the middle-aged brothers are not supposed to be talking to the younger brothers, and the older brothers are not supposed to be talking to the middle-aged brothers, and the older brothers are not supposed to be talking to all of us, and all of us are not supposed to be talking back to them. That's not supposed to happen. Then we're definitely not supposed to be taking this offline and actually making things shake in real life. We're definitely not supposed to be having conversations with academics. Absolutely not. And the professional brothers and white collar brothers are not supposed to be talking to the blue collar brothers. Definitely not on no equal level. Huh? That's not supposed to happen. So yeah, they want our mics taken. And the brothers in the South are not supposed to be talking to the brothers in the Northeast, who are not supposed to be talking to the brothers in the Midwest, who's not supposed to be talking to the brothers on the West, or in the West, better yet. And we're all saying, wait a minute, you experiencing that too? Yeah, me too. Me three. Huh? That's not supposed to happen. So yeah, they want our mics taken. Of course they do. Right? And let me let this one be the last one. And Alan Stranger, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Oppo says, not gonna lie, after this, and thank you for the super chat. Excuse me, not gonna lie, after this, I'm a little iffy about celebrity. I get the nuance of the plumber matter, but I can see her going left out of spite due to this. Me too. I'm not saying she will, but I can see, and like that. What annoys me about that possibility is that's the same thing that Chrissy is on, and Paris is on, and Cynthia G is on. It's like one or two, y'all didn't do what I said. One or two, y'all questioned me. Like, this is some weirdo stuff, dear black women. All black women on this one. Y'all that fragile? Or I forgot. No, Z. No, you got it wrong, Z. It's the gynocracy. How dare you question them? Especially when they're trying to give a helping hand and they show you that they're fair and equal about their critique and assessment. Especially when you didn't see them go at black women. So now that they're going at a black man, all of a sudden it's not the same. Huh? So yeah, no, Oppo, I can definitely see where you're coming from, but it just reminds me of so many other black women that use things like this or experiences like this as an excuse to go Ayatollah on black men. It's like, is that the reason? Or did you have that in you anyway? And now you just use it. Oh, black men made me feel uncomfortable. They made me feel unwanted. They insulted me. They bullied me. Cyber stalking. Are you just using that as excuse to do what was in you to do and what you kind of maybe already wanted to do in the first place? Which is give black men the middle finger. At the least, give black men the middle finger. At most, go, well, Cynthia G on black men. Right? I'm officers and right? So now, some women they just feel unappreciated. Wait, so y'all was with me when I was going in on Brickface Road, but now y'all not with me When I'm going at Aaron, for some brothers, yes. And there you go. There you go, I'm waffles. Well, y'all are hypocrites and y'all are not consistent. First of all, we're human beings. Secondly, what do you mean exactly by that? Huh? But no, for real, y'all. I gotta pause right here. Okay. So we will pause right here for real. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. And yeah, Mr. Z out. I'm probably gonna listen into the celebrity thing. Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Let me see. But I got stuff to do. Um, and like I said, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. I don't know what Mr. Z is doing right now, getting tongue tied over the simple stuff. Um, and yeah, so y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And Mr. Z out. And once again, this is why they want to take our mics. All right, Mr. Z out.